Hello and welcome to the Tiger Sports Network pregame show. I'm your host, Mason Settlemeyer, with you tonight, in for Matthew Lynn. In just a little bit, we will have a highly anticipated rematch of last year's state title game between the St. X Tigers and the Male Bulldogs. Male enters the second round with a record of 7-4, while St. X stands at 10-1. The Tigers played at Male early this season, leaving a 24-10 win. Male holds a first-round victory of 45-23 against PRP, and the Tigers got one of their own in a crushing victory over the Southern Trojans. Male has gone 4-1 in their last 5 this season. They've got wins over teams like Trinity and Manual. However, St. X is also hot, with 7 consecutive wins, including 4 in a row, winning by at least 30 points. This should be a fight between 2 top teams in the state. You should expect to see in-game changes for Male at the quarterback position, as it's been constant in their season. Both QBs have combined this year for almost 2,000 yards with 25 touchdowns and 8 picks. St. X's victory over the Bulldogs this year was earned by the defense, securing 4 interceptions, paving their way to a win. However, anticipate the Bulldogs to keep it on the ground often. Male has rushed for almost 400 yards in their last 2 games. So how did the Tigers stop Male's rushing attack? 2 leaders on St. X, Jackson Panarillo and Micah Carter, both lead the team in tackles. If the Bulldogs' strategy is running the ball, they will have to watch out for those guys. St. X has had great success this year, as well in on the ground game. Dontre Richardson, Davis Yates, Michael Curry, and Manny Gray are just a few to name. The freshman phenom Marlon Harbin can also make an impact on the receiving side. With as good as a program Male has been, it must mean all in the world to the Tigers to receive that extra day of preparation after playing last Thursday night. They should see a massive difference in the talent on the field tonight. Male is coming in here knowing they can win this game, having their eyes on an upset. The Tigers need to keep their composure, as Male is 1-2 in one-possession in-state games this season. St. X has outscored their opponents 172-20 in their last 4 games, which shows how explosive this offense has been. Will the Tigers keep their win streak alive, or will Male spoil St. X's shot at a championship repeat? We will see, but for now, let's send you to the booth with John Spears and Tony Burke for the call. See you at the half.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the brotherhood.
what we want you to see today is how you were born for this opportunity. How St. X can do so many things for you.
Whatever hurts my brother hurts me, and whatever helps my brother helps me. So we challenge our young guys each day. We can't put it on a t-shirt, we can't put it on a wall, we've got to live that.
As a parent, I want to know that St. X is a school for all learners, because that's who my two boys represent. Our goal as a school community is to get those students challenged, prepared for life, with an Zavarian charism in the background.
You guys will spend a lot of time here. I want you to feel like this is a place that you can call home.
And when your son walks across our stage in graduation in 4 years, we know he's ready for whatever the world has for him.
Todd Powers, Trevor Kelsey back in the studio as a coin toss has been made, and St. X Male won the toss, deferred. Tigers will get the ball first. We're going to assume with Lance Gossett, the male kicker, they'll get it at the 20-yard line, Tony, although they are going to be kicking into a bit of a stiff wind here. I'm a little surprised there that Male wouldn't take the wind in the first quarter. They won the toss. They defer. Tigers take the ball. And Male could have gone either way. They didn't take the wind here. That surprises me in the first quarter.
Well, I think most teams now just want to get the ball to start the second half. And I don't think they really worry about it unless they're, like last week, Tigers' big favorite against Southern, and they took the ball.
Want to score quickly and often.
Right. But tonight, we think points are going to be a premium, and when we think that, it's usually a shootout.
It's usually a shootout, yeah.
We'll see, man. This is, like I said, this is a big game in town, big game in the state. The two teams that played in the state 6A state finals last year to end the year. Tigers win 31-21. And anything can happen, John.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, if the Tigers win tonight, Tony, they'll take on Central Hardin-Davies County winner next week right here at St. X, or Meade County if Meade County somehow happens to knock off a heavily favored Henderson County tonight. Getting ready for the national anthem. We will take a quick break here, quick 1-minute break. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio. board. And Todd, we are just about ready for kickoff. Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. The male junior ROTC was in charge of the flags for the national anthem tonight. Did a fantastic job. Tony, the Dog Pound and the Rage Cage have both shown up tonight, so we expect a loud, boisterous crowd here. Still filing in.
It is, John, and just what you expect on a Friday night in November, and you hope to see two good football teams getting ready to tee it up and start this thing.
Lance Gossett will kick it toward the school building. Manny Gray and Marlon Harbin. Harbin will be easy to pick out tonight, Tony. He's got the yellow knee socks on. High but short. Gray is going to come up and take it at the 5-yard line on the left hash. He runs to the middle of the field to the 15, going right to the 20, trying to get outside. He's across the 30 and pushed out of bounds on the St. X sideline, out across the 35-yard line. So terrific return from Manny Gray. And the Tigers will set it up 1st and 10 we'll see where they end up spotting it, right at the 35-yard line, 1st down.
Well, Manny Gray ran a long way. He caught it over on the right hash marks over by the 10-yard line and got all the way across the field. Really not that great a coverage by the Bulldogs, and the Tigers will come on the field with their quarterback, the junior Trevor Havel.
6'5", 195. Trevor, 5 of 10 in that first meeting for a touchdown and an interception. He starts with Dontre Richardson beside him. Hands it to Richardson, hit and dropped in the backfield. Loss of a yard quickly coming through was Kevin Wilson, the linebacker, untouched. He got some help from Travis Brown, the defensive lineman. It's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Wilson just came through. He came through pretty clean, and when they give the ball to Richardson, he looks up, and 2 guys into the backfield. Tigers got to do a better job up front, and Coach Wallace talked about it. He feels like the Bulldogs are going to put 7 in the box and try to make them throw it.
And both of these teams, they're going to have trouble in all likelihood running the football tonight against these defenses. Here's Richardson again up the middle, lowers his shoulder, fights his way out to about the 39-yard line, found some sort of a seam in there, got about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers.
But just 2 runs to Dontre up the middle, and the Bulldogs stacking it in. We'll see what the Tigers do here on 3rd and 6 on their first possession of the night.
Boone will bring the play in from the sideline. Adam goes wide to the left. Zach Marks in the slot that way as well. Marlon Harbin, the freshman, is wide right. Richardson in the backfield. Wolford is the tight end. Mail shows blitz, rolling left. Havel, he can run if he wants to. He throws it late. It is dropped in and out of the hands of Nolan Wolford right at the sticks, and it'll be a 3 and out. The Tiger punt team will jog out onto the field.
Yeah, John, I thought what you did when he rolled to his left, that Mel had pretty good coverage, and I think he could have tucked it and maybe got the 1st down. Bulldogs, I'm watching the replay here, came up quickly. I made the right decision, just got to make the play.
Zach Marks will kick it away. Max Gainey, Antonio Harris, 2 guys who are both dangerous, and they back up with the wind at Marks' back here to the 15-yard line. Rolling right, Marks will finally kick it out of there. It's high but short. Bounces at the 29 and is down right at the 28-yard line. Tucker Oberst downs it there, but Tigers they want to keep it away from these 2 explosive return men.
And I actually thought at first Zach Marks might take off with it, but
I did too.
It's that rugby where you roll out and you take a look, and now the Bulldogs will start at their own 29-yard line. 10:27, first quarter. Bulldogs get their first possession.
It'll be the senior co-captain, Lucas Cobbler, 6 foot, 175-pounder to start at quarterback. He's got Daniel Swinney behind him in the pistol. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Gainey comes in motion from right to left, sets up in the backfield. Fake to Swinney. Rolling right, throwing short, caught by Gainey. He's in trouble, and he is finally hit and dropped as he did get across the original line of scrimmage. Got a couple out to the 31. Just a wide receiver screen there, Tony, and That time Cobbler had to throw it around a defender.
Well, they faked a handoff to Swinney, and Max Gainey was lined up in the left slot, and they rolled him under. Tigers did a nice job of containing the outside, and when he cut it back, a lot of Tigers there, only a 2-yard gain.
Somebody laid the lumber on Gainey as well. Co-captain Matthew Hines goes wide to the right. Now Harris comes from right to left to join Gainey on that side of the field. Swinney in the backfield, shotgun formation. Quick throw to the left. It is caught by Gainey, makes one man miss, but the second man does not miss. Slinging him down is Austin Erhan at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 3. There is a flag on the opposite side of the field. It's going to be an illegal formation, I think, against Mayo. Can't be against Manuel. Now what do you do if you're Kevin Wallace, Tony? Do you take it or bring up 3rd and 5 here?
I think you have to take it, John. Bulldogs very explosive with these outside guys, but Micah Carter did a nice job there. They swung it out quickly. He got outside. He didn't make the tackle, but he made him come back inside, and a lot of Tigers there. So Tigers will take the 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 13 from the Bulldog 26.
Instead of 3rd and 5, Coach Kevin Wallace decides to push them back a little bit here. As you mentioned, 2nd and 13. Hines wide to the right. He's solo that way. The two burners are to the left. Tigers showing blitz here. It's a handoff to Swinney, running right. He's through the hole. It makes one man miss. He's across the 35, short of the first down. They'll spot it at the 36. It's a gain of 10. And that time, Tigers a little coming on the blitz up the middle, and Swinney runs outside. Luckily, it's only 3rd down.
And I think that's what the Bulldogs are trying to do, come out throwing it quickly early, trying to spread the Tigers out and then running Daniel Swinney. So 3rd and 3, Tigers go out 3 plays. We'll see what the Bulldogs do here.
5 wide here, empty backfield.
Got to watch the quarterback draw here.
Expect a quick pass here from Cobbler. Does throw it quickly to the right. It is caught. The guy that doesn't get any accolades, in fact, hadn't played till that play, Josh Fuller, the junior, made the catch for the first down at the 40.
Just a quick, about five-yard pass. Quickly, Tigers come up and do a nice job of defending it, and he just gets that pass the down marker and a full first down. Bulldogs at the 40.
And give Cobbler credit, too. Threw it right on the money there. It had to be because Tiger defense was there. 1st and 10 at the 40. Rolling left is Cobbler looking to throw. Now he's going to run it out of there to the left, and now he throws it into the stands over the head of one of his receivers. It was the tight end over there, Andrew Verbanchik, sophomore. Great coverage by the Tigers at 2nd and 10 with 8:08 to go in the quarter. We are scoreless.
Well, great job by the Tigers up front. They strung that play out. They made Cobbler roll, and then by the time he wanted to find somebody, nobody there, just chucks it into the Tiger bench.
2nd down and 10. Gainey comes into the backfield to join Swinney. One on each side of Cobbler here. Tight formation from the right hash mark. It's a handoff to Swinney, running left, cuts back inside, runs over one of his own blockers, but doesn't get much more. Got about 3. We'll give him the 43-yard line. It's 3rd down and 7. Teddy Myers back in. He's just battled injuries for 2 years. He was in to make the tackle. He'll get congratulations on the sideline as the Tiger pass defense comes in on 3rd and 7.
Tyler Boggs comes up from his safety spot and helps. So just kind of what we thought, John, a little kind of feeling each other out like a heavyweight boxing match.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Gainey, or make it Swinney in the backfield. Cobbler keeps it, runs up the middle, not going to get close. He'll be stopped after a 3-yard gain to the 46. He faked it to Swinney and then kept it himself. Good job by, I think that's Eli Monks, who came up and made the hit, and the punt team will come out for Mayo after 1 first down.
Nice job by the Tigers staying in their lanes, because that's the kind of play where you follow Swinney and Cobbler gets through there, and now the Bulldogs will look to punt it away from about their 32-yard line.
Remember, the quarterback Cobbler is the up man here. Lance Gossett in to kick it away into a strong wind here with Mark Steep for the Tigers. Good snap. Booted out of there. It took a long time. Zach Marks will come up, make a fair catch at about the 19-yard line, and the Tigers will start their 1st and 10. 6:45 to go here in the first quarter. Just feeling each other out here, Tony, which is kind of what you expect early in a pivotal defensive-minded game.
Well, the one thing you don't want, and it's coach talk, and we heard Coach Wallace say it and everybody else, turnovers will be huge. You can't get them back in these type of playoff games, and they can cost you a game. Both teams, both defenses doing a good job on the first possession.
35-yard punt into a stiff win by Gossett. 1st and 10 Tigers. 3 stacked to the left, 1 to the right. And Michael Curry, the running back. Play action, throw to the left. It is caught by Boone. He's across the 20 and not much more than that. Got a couple of blocks out there. A terrific job by Romel Sheffield, co-captain. Senior defensive back, Tony, came up and split a couple of blockers and made the tackle. It's a gain of 3 out to the 22, 2nd and 7.
Well, Trevor Hamill did not have the ball well. He kind of bobbled it in his hands, and when you're throwing that quick pass out, you got to get it there as quickly as possible, and it just hung the play up a little bit, and that's why Boone only got 3 yards on the play. It was set up pretty well. It just took too long to happen.
And Boone will have his first play at quarterback here. He's in the shotgun. He's got Curry with him. 1 receiver each way. Wolford is also in there at H-back. He goes in motion from right to left. Boone will run to the left. Cuts inside. He's got some room. Across the 30. He's loose down the left side. He's across midfield. Has one man to beat, and he cannot. But in the Male territory, Adam Boone, Tony, I think was supposed to go outside on that play behind Curry. Instead, he saw an opening and shot through it all the way to the Male 41-yard line.
Yeah, they went to the short side of the field, and when Boone looked up, there was an alley to run in. Male Bulldogs knew the Tigers were going to run the ball when Boone came in the game. But when you sell out and there's a hole, big plays happen, and it just happened. Tigers get it to the Bulldog 41.
37 yards on the run, and Havel back in an empty backfield, 5 receivers. Trevor takes a snap. Look to throw. Now it's a quarterback draw all the way. He's inside the 40 to the 38, a gain of 3, design quarterback draw there. You don't see that call with him very often. It's usually Boone that gets that call.
No, but I watched the linebackers from Male backed up and spread out. That's a good call. Trevor's got to put that foot in the ground and take off. You can't be looking around on that play. When you fake it, you take off.
It's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Under 5 minutes to play here in a scoreless first quarter. Boone will come in, and he will, I believe, line up at quarterback again here. He will. Curry in the backfield with him. Harbin and Jackson Camposano wide to the right. Now Boone is looking confused. Curry switches sides. Play clock under 5 here. Here's the snap. Boone faked it to Curry, runs into the middle, makes something out of nothing there, gets down to about the 36-yard line. Give him a couple, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. That one looked confused from the beginning.
Yeah, kind of did. They were searching. But one thing there, John, if you have the confidence in Boone here in a minute to put him at quarterback and throw it, Male emptied the whole defensive backfield, and we're playing the 2 receivers, Harbin and Camposano, man-to-man. So you might want to take a shot at that a little bit later.
Boone goes wide to the left here, 3 receivers to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Curry in the backfield with Havel on 3rd and 5. Perhaps, if you go forward here, it's 4-down territory. Havel with a quick throw to the right. It's caught by Mark, short of the first down by about a yard at the 32-yard line. A good throw, he gets the first down. He had to dive for that one, and I still think wind is going to be an issue on some of these passes tonight.
Yeah, but that was just a short pass. I think he just did not release it well. If he hits him in the numbers, it's definitely a first down. So first 4th down attempt here tonight for the Tigers, and they're at the Male 32-yard line. 3:27 left first quarter, no score.
And Boone is in at quarterback. If you're Male here, Tony, you're going to sell out on Adam Boone. Do you dare throw it here?
No.
I'd be shocked. And Adam's not a guy that likes to hand it off either. He's got Richardson to his left along with Nolan Wolford. Wolford now goes in motion to the right. Boone's got it. He's going to run it into the middle. He's got the first down, spun down as he crosses the 30 by Sheffield. Good blocking on the left side of that offensive line, Tony, and a gain of 3 on 4th and 1 to the 29.
Yeah, Gilliam and Rosenbarger on that left side doing a great job. Dontre Richardson doing a good job leading him in the hole. Tigers get their first down to the 29-yard line. Under 3 minutes, first quarter. Tigers moving the football.
Havel back in. Boone, Harbin's Marks go wide to the left.
And Male is playing no safety.
No receiver to the right here. It's a pistol formation. Richardson behind Havel, and Dontre gets the call into the middle of the line, fighting forward across the 25. they'll say he went down there. It's a gain of 4. And Daughtry, he likes to dance, Tony, but tonight when he's got the ball, boom, he's hitting the hole. I think the coaching here was don't dance. Find the hole and try to hit it.
Well, both linebackers on the snap came in. They're playing run blitz on those plays. But if you can get through there, there's no secondary back there. And one time a Tigers break it like Boone did can be big.
2 receivers to the left. Hamill still in there on 2nd and 6. He'll give it to Richardson again. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Fights forward for maybe a yard. Not much more than that. First man there for Mayo was DeAndre Malone, the linebacker. They'll give him the 24-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers.
And John does. Weichert at center. We didn't name the other guys, and that's Davis over there. And all of a sudden, Sam Hayward is the other guy. That's the offensive line that has to win this football game for the Tigers tonight.
Quick moving first quarter, 3rd down and 5 at the 24. Hamill's got 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Curry in the backfield with him. He looks to the 3 on the left and tells them something. I don't know if they could hear him. Trevor wants to throw to the right. Now he's in trouble. Rolls left. He's got time. Waiting for someone to release. He'll pull it down and run. He's going to be hit and dropped short of the 1st down at about the 23. Good coverage by the Bulldogs that time. Trevor got what he could, which was just a yard. It'll bring up 4th and 4. You got the wind here, Tony. It would be a 40-yard field goal attempt for Logan Zoller.
Well, it doesn't look like Zoller's coming on the field.
It
So
does not.
Tigers are going to go for it. But, yeah, Havel rolled to his left. He had time, just bunched over there on the sideline. You got to get open and help your quarterback.
And Havel comes off, which means on 4th down and 5 here, they mark it back at the 24, actually, so no gain.
Do you have guts to throw it?
Does Boone have guts to throw it? Well,
Boone has guts to throw it. It's a coaching staff. Do they have guts to throw the football?
and are they going to have to use a timeout here as the hand goes up before the end of the quarter? 15 seconds left in the quarter, and they got to get this play off. Wolford in motion. Takes a snap. Faked it. Does want to throw it. Now he's in trouble. Running to the left. Still in trouble. He's tripped up at the 32 for a sack. Well, they did have the guts to throw it, but nobody was open. And the Tigers, they get one big play there. They flip field position, but then they're stopped on 4th down with 1 second to go here in the first quarter.
Well, Tigers only sent 2 receivers into the pattern, so they were not open. You had Harbin way on this side, and the other receiver, I couldn't tell who it was, running down the sideline. The Tigers take a gamble, which is okay in that situation, but maybe you have Havel in there. You can always second-guess it and look to throw it over the middle.
Empty backfield here on 1st and 10 for Mayo at their own 32. Cobbler. Tigers showing blitz from Carter and Panarillo. Usually they don't both come. Carter will come this time. Quick one over the middle to Harris. He is into the 2nd level. He won't get the 1st down. Out to the 40. It'll be 2nd and short for Mayo when we come back. Scoreless first quarter in the books. You're watching the Tiger Sports Network on YouTube and listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience the #1 all-boys high school in Kentucky. Experience 19 interscholastic sports. Experience more than 50 electives. Experience the brotherhood.
Down in 2. Cobbler wants to throws it high to the left side, and it's incomplete. Good coverage and a well underthrown ball intended for Matthew Hines. Jackson Panarillo had him in the coverage for St. X, and I think it hit Panarillo in the back, Tony. It was so underthrown.
It did, John. It was not a good throw. And Boggs was there, I believe, too. And if he doesn't get a little more on that, Boggs might have an opportunity to come up and play that. But good coverage, and they have dropped Panarello more already in the first quarter than they have most of the year.
Welcome back to the Kroger broadcast booth as we're underway here in the second quarter. Male and St. X are scoreless. 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs at their own 40-yard line. Swinney in the backfield. Thought they'd give it to him. They don't. They throw it out to Gainey. He's got the first down as he steps out of bounds on the Tiger sideline, right at the 42-yard line. Just enough for the first down. It's a gain of a couple. Give him 3 to the 43. Cannon Williams forced him out of bounds. Just a quick throw to Gainey, Tony, and told him to do the rest, and he did.
Well, when you're given 6 yards and watching a replay and you take a step back, that's a running play. You just get it out there as quickly as possible, and Max Gainey gets the first down. That wasn't Gainey. It was Hop. Who was it?
It was Gainey.
It was Gainey.
1st and 10. Cobbler has 2 receivers to the left. Swinney in the backfield with him. Hines to the right. Give to Swinney. Running to the right. Cuts inside. He's got a big hole across midfield. He's got a first down. Hauled down in St. X territory. Williams in on the tackle. But good blocking on the right side of that line. And Swinney took a play that was designed to go outside. Cut it back in. And he's all the way down to the 44 of St. X and another first down for Mayo.
Well, Swinney's listed at about 5'11", about 220. He's a good player. And when he gets a hoe, he moves for a big man really well. He's hard to bring down, but now the Bulldogs in Tiger territory.
St. X got into Mayo territory on their last drive, couldn't convert. Mayo's first trip into St. X territory. Tight formation, extra tight end in to give it to Swinney running to the right, and he is going to be hit and pushed out of bounds. Austin Erhan, first guy there for the Tigers. Jack Fitzgerald came up from his corner position as well. It's a minimal gain. We'll give him a couple yards here to the 42, 2nd and 8.
Just a nice job of stacking that short side of the field. And Swinney gets on the outside shoulder out here, Micah Carter, but the Tigers come up and do a nice job of getting him out of bounds on a short gain.
Swinney will run to the sideline and take this play off on 2nd down and 8. Gainey in the backfield. Looking downfield is Cobbler. Now he's going to pull it down and run it. He spins away from a tackler and has the first down. And a late flag comes down. Fitzgerald made the tackle as Cobbler was going to the ground. I don't understand what this could be here.
I'm going to watch the replay and see what there's no way there's a targeting call on that play. I just watched let's see what they call.
They're going to call personal foul here, I think. Yep, and it's got to be on the tackle. There was nothing else that happened after the play. That's a guy that's
questionable
at best, and Kevin Wallace talking to the officials.
John, I'm watching the game on my phone because it's behind, and I watched the play, and there's no way. That's somebody that's watched too much football on Saturday and wanted to call a targeting call. It was a shoulder. He dropped his head a little bit, but there was no head-to-head contact, but a big call for the Bulldogs as they get the ball down to the Tiger 19-yard line.
Good run by Cobbler. Nice move to get away from Erhan before he took the hit. 1st and 10. Here's Swinney on the handoff up the middle. Hit and dropped. Coming across was Teddy Myers along with Holden Siebel to combine on the tackle after a gain of 3 to the 16. 10:32 to go, first half. We're scoreless, but Mayo in the middle of a nice drive here.
Well, we thought it'd be a low-scoring game, and both teams methodically moved the football in their last 2 possessions. The Bulldogs have an opportunity here to try to get some points on the board.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers in the pattern. Cobbler takes a snap, looks left. Now he's going to run right up the middle, and he's going to be hit and dropped. There was a designed quarterback draw, and I think it was Teddy Myers again who made the tackle inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, and that'll bring up a big 3rd and 5 here for the Mayo offense and maybe bigger for the St. X defense.
Well, they spread the Tigers out. They came with one of the linebackers. I believe Siebel came, but, boy, Teddy Myers got off his block and made a great play right there. That could have been a big play for the Bulldogs.
Ball on the right hash mark, 3rd down and 5 at the 14. Hines is tight into the formation. Timeout Mayo. Chris Wolf going to talk it over here. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the brotherhood.
Tony, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence back here at St. X, but in his offense, but Lance Gossett, the kicker, is out there lining up like he's getting ready to kick about a 38-yard field goal.
Well, don't you do that in golf, John?
It's
don't you
3rd and
stand
5.
out there and visualize what you're going to do? And that's
I guess
what he's
that's
doing.
what he was doing. I like it, actually.
I like it too. I like him going out and taking a good look and thinking about it. But what Tigers
I hope we get to that.
Tigers hope he has to kick it from there.
It's 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs at the Tiger 14. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's a handoff to Swinney up the middle. He's got the first down. He's inside the 5, carrying tacklers down to the 1-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal Mail at the 1. Again, good push from the offensive line, and Swinney is an absolute load at 5'11", listed at 216. I think he's bigger than that.
Well, Tigers did bring the blitz. They're going quickly here.
1st and go. Here's Swinney running right. He walks in. Touchdown, Mail. Daniel Swinney from a yard out. And the Bulldogs, very important in this game, strike first.
Just a nice drive. The penalty helped, but Daniel Swinney, and we talked about that in the pregame too, you got to contain him. But I think Max Gainey just helps Daniel Swinney out so much, John, because they spread you out on 3rd and 5 or whatever, and then you bring somebody and there's a gap, and Swinney, the big horse for the Bulldogs, goes in for the touchdown with 9:10 left here. 2nd quarter, Bulldogs hit the scoreboard first.
Cobbler is the holder as well. He does a whole lot of stuff for this team. Lance Gossett, Mr. Automatic, in for the extra point. There is a flag. The Tigers have 12 on the field. Let's see. That's a false start against Mail. That'll push them back. That shouldn't affect Gossett, especially with the wind at his back.
No, but in a game like this, when it's one and done, you want to get on the board first, and the Bulldogs have. So Tigers will have to try to answer.
High snap. Great job by Cobbler to get it down. It's up and good. 7-0 Mail, 9:10 to go, first half. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience the #1 all-boys high school in Kentucky. Experience 19 interscholastic sports. Experience more than 50 electives. Experience the brotherhood.
Spears, Tony Burke, Todd Powers, Trevor Kelsey back in the studio. 7-0 Mail draws first blood here. 9:10 to go first quarter. The kickoff into the end zone, and Tigers will start at their own 20. Welcome back into the Kroger broadcast booth. You can always text us on the text line, 502-414-1450, to tell us where and how you're listening or watching tonight's game. That's 414-1450. Adam Boone in at quarterback on the first play of this drive at his own 20. Looked like he was going to throw. Now he pulls it down up the middle. He's got 5. He's got 10. And he's hauled down by the linebacker Kevin Wilson, the junior. But until he got, again, Tony, good blocks at the point of attack and a gain of 13 for Boone on first down.
Shows the little delay, lets his 2 guys get ahead of him. Good job by the left side of that offensive line, and then Boone puts his foot in the ground and gets up the field and gets a first down. And Tigers moved the ball very well last drive. They got stopped. Bulldogs get it back and score. Now to Tigers that try to turn the table on the Bulldogs.
And now Trevor Havel will come in for this first down play. Tony, is it difficult to keep a rhythm when you're switching quarterbacks in and out?
Well, they've done it a lot this year, but, yeah, I think so. But You got to go with what your strengths are.
3 to the right here on first down. Wolford in motion from left to right. Leaves the left side wide open. Havel with a quick throw to the right. It is caught by Harbin. Makes one man miss. Gets a good block across the 40-yard line. And Marlon Harbin, they'll spot it at the 40. A gain of 7. Second down and 3.
Well, it's an interesting formation. They put 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage, and Marlon Harbin's off the back. So they fake like they're going up the field. He stays behind the line of scrimmage, so it's a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and Marlon gets 7 on first down.
Boone will come back in, but he'll go to wide receiver on this play. Second down and 3. Harbin wide to the left. Boone is in the slot that way. And Marks actually standing in the tight end position. Interesting formation here. Havel takes a snap. Pitch it forward to Boone. He's hitting the backfield, gets away from that, has the first down. He's across midfield down near the 45-yard line. Little trickeration from the Tigers as they faked the pitch to the left to Richardson, and the pitch was actually intercepted by Boone, who was coming across the other way, and got hit in the backfield, but got a first down, gain of 15.
And Trevor Havel was upfield blocking on that play. And what the Tigers did is they pulled the guys from the other side and kicked it out. And actually, Havel and whoever the running back was leading him through there, and the Tigers get another nice play and a first down.
Campusano and Harbin go wide to the left on 1st and 10 from the right hash mark. Richardson in the backfield with Wolford in the H-back position. Here's Dontre off left tackle, cuts inside. He's got 5, maybe 6 before he's spun down. That's a terrible spot. They put it at the 40. He was thrown forward to the 39-yard line, but they'll bring it back and put it at the 40. It's a gain of 5, second down and 5.
Tiger offensive line getting a little rhythm going, pulling guys, blocking people, and I like what I see. They were a little flat, looked like right off, and now they're getting the guys pulling, they're getting guys moving, and the Tigers moving the football. They've moved it down to the Bulldog 40. 6:30 left here, first half. Bulldogs lead 7-0.
1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left, including Marks in the slot. Boone in at quarterback on 2nd and 5. He'll keep it, run up the middle, big hole again, crosses the 35. Should have enough for the first down. He had to get to the 35. He was tackled there. It's a first down for the Tigers.
And, John, just rhythm right now. I think it's a lot of rhythm. They're getting into a mode of running the football and getting off the ball, and they got the Bulldogs a little bit on their heels here as they're moving the football for another first down to the 35-yard line of the Dogs.
Mail leads at 7-0 here, 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first half. 1st and 10, Harbin, Campusano to the right. Wolford the H-back, and Michael Curry is in at running back. Havel takes a snap, give it to Curry up the middle, slicing his way through for maybe 3, now trying to get away from a tackler and can't. They'll spot it at the 32. Holding on for dear life to that football was Michael Curry as Mail was trying to rip it out of there. It's a gain of 3, second down and 7.
Tigers had 2 guys to the right. Bulldogs had the safety and a corner out there, and 9 guys were trying to load the box all the way around. Nobody more than about 4 yards off the line. Bulldogs are trying to stop the run. Tigers trying to run the ball.
And Boone will come in at quarterback again. Hello to our buddy Matthew Lynn, Tony, listening at home with the flu.
Oh, my goodness. I was wondering why he wasn't doing the pregame when I was watching.
Got to be killing him tonight. Tiger sophomore. Boone in the shotgun, takes a snap. This time he does hand it to Richardson, or Curry, who gets inside the 30 before he is drilled down at the 22-yard line. There was that man, Kevin Wilson, again. It's a gain of about 4 to the 28. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
And once again, John, with the wind blowing the way it is, it's probably 4-down territory because you're going more into the wind. The wind is really blowing. It's blowing across a little, but if you look at the baseball, we're looking at the baseball field, it's howling out there.
It is. And you got to get forward yardage here. You don't have to get the first down, Tony. You can't go backwards here. Boone's in it, or Havel, at quarterback. Takes a snap. Quick throw to the right to Harbin, and he runs right into a fender, spins off. He's short of the first down, but only a yard short. Antonio Harris, sophomore, came up and made the tackle. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 26-yard line.
A great play by Harris right there because that ball got out quick to Harbin, and he hit him. And Marlon did a nice job of just spinning and trying to get to the first down marker. So another big play for the Tiger offense, 4th and 1 at the 25, 26.
Boone at quarterback, Richardson the running back, Wolford the H-back. Those are probably the only 3 names you need to know here. Boone will keep it, run into the middle, dives forward, has the first down across the 25 to the 24. Needed one, got two, and the Tiger drive continues with 3:46 to go in the half.
John, I think I'd leave Boone in there right now because they're moving the football, and they just waved him back into the game. So you're moving the football on the ground very well. Clock runs to 3:35 left first half. Tigers had the ball at the Bulldog 24-yard line, and the Bulldogs lead this thing 7-0 here at St. X.
And you got all three timeouts in your pocket if you're Kevin Wallace as well. Boone has Richardson behind him. High snap. Dontre gets the call, runs into the teeth of that defense, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 25. And now,
WWE.
little extra there as they were holding his leg up into the air. If I'm Dontre, I fall down like I got shot there.
I was thinking the same thing. Boy, you got to put
He
on an
stayed
act
up,
there.
put on an
They
act.
let go of you, just fall to the
Oh,
ground.
It killed me. It's a loss of one, second down and 11, under 3 minutes to go in the first half here. And Havel, I believe, will come back in at quarterback here.
Well, John, it's
second and long.
It's imperative Tigers get points here. You cannot come out of this. Had a fourth down play a little while ago into the first quarter. Couldn't get any points. And now the Tigers have the ball at the 25-yard line, and you're looking at 3rd and 11.
And it's 2nd and 11.
That's what I thought.
It's taken
There we go.
a lifetime to get the play in here. Hamill brought it in from the sideline. 3 receivers well to the left here from the ball on the right hash. A whistle and a timeout with 2:24 to go. They let a lot of time zip off the clock there. We'll take a quick 30-second break. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the brotherhood.
Cast booth after the Tiger timeout. They'll have 2nd and 11 at the Male 20. Hello to, at the 25-yard line, excuse me, Greg Donaldson, listening and watching in Dallas, Texas. Mike O'Toole in Boulder, Colorado. Among the texts we've got so far. 2nd down and 11. Boone is in a quarterback. He's going to run to the left, cuts inside. He's got, tripped up at the 21, at the 16-yard line. I don't understand this spot. They're going to say he went down at the 18. He did a flip. Nothing hit until his rear end hit at the 16-yard line. But it's a solid gain that time of 7 yards to the 18-yard line. It's 3rd down and 4, Tony.
Well, John, I just watched the replay. And
am I right?
yes, that makes no sense. He spun forward
It's not
and landed.
touch football. You're not stopped where you're hit. It's where you land.
He lost at least a yard on the spot.
3rd down and 4. Ball at the 18. Clock continues to run. 1:45 to go in the half. Running back, I believe that's Curry in there. They fake the pitch to him. Boone keeps it up the middle, lowers his shoulder. He's got the first down. He's inside the 10, dragging a male tackler with him to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 9 and 1st and goal. Tigers in the green zone.
And, John, what that's going to do, too, is he's going to be able to pitch that in a minute because they're all watching him. But Boone puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield and starts taking people with him. So
he was hit at the first down marker at the 14, Tony, and
just
he
carried
somehow
people.
got 5 more yards out of that. Clock is a factor here with 1:14 to go. St. X with 2 timeouts left. Havel is in a quarterback. Pistol formation. He's got Curry behind him. 1 receiver, 2 receivers to the left. Wolford tight end to the right. In motion comes Harbin. They give it to Dontre right up the middle, and he's going to be hit and dropped for no gain by Bryce Strickland. Tigers tried a little jet sweep to get them moving there, and Male stayed home. No gain on the play. It's 2nd and goal. 40 seconds. Clock continues to run.
And I don't have a problem with them not calling a timeout here, but they got to speed this play up just a little. You don't want to waste
Well, they're not listening to you because here comes Boone finally from the sidelines with 30 seconds to go. You got to have plays just in case you get a defensive pass interference. You got to have a little time left over here. Boone takes a snap, rolling left. Looks like he wants to throw. Instead, he's going to pull it down and run and gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 12 seconds to go. Not much on the gain there. They'll give him the 8, maybe, or maybe no gain to the 9. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, interesting call right there. They roll. Bulldogs do a good job of stacking it up, and when Boone starts to run, they got to come.
Tigers taking a long time on the sideline here. The ball has been put back in play. 12 seconds, clock stop.
You use your timeout here.
Yeah, I think so, especially if you're confused or if you're taking way too long, which they are.
Last thing you want to do is be in a hurry here. You got 2 timeouts. It's 3rd down.
Tigers break the huddle.
Referee raises
5
his
on
hand.
The play clock. Havel in the shotgun. And a whistle, and Tigers see that and call the timeout. Actually, Mayo called timeout. That is surprising because we were extremely close, and we'll keep it here in the Kroger broadcast booth. We were extremely close to a delay of game there, Tony.
And what I would have liked to have seen there was the Tigers go line up.
Quickly.
No, line up, see what the Bulldogs are going to do defensively in your formation, then call timeout, and then make your play call after that. And that way, it's like when you're always looking to see who's doing what, that's a good opportunity. You see it in basketball a lot where they set up an inbounds play late in the game, they'll call timeout, and the Tigers get the timeout from the Bulldogs, but you don't want to be confused right now. You got to get these points.
You got to come out of here with 3.
At the
You'd
worst.
love to come
At
out
the
of here
worst.
with 7. It is 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line. 12 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the left hash. Tigers send 3 receivers to the right. Richardson in the backfield. Havel looking, still looking, backing up, throws, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Nolan Wolford. There is a flag. Deshaun Cooper was in the coverage. It looked like perhaps he grabbed the receiver before he got there. The problem, Tony, is because you didn't hurry it up, you've only got 6 seconds left in the quarter here, in the half. It is defensive pass interference. That'll be half the distance to the 4-yard line, 4.5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. And you have to tell your quarterback here, there's no messing around. It's got to get out of your hands. If it's not there, throw it over the goalpost. 6 seconds to go in the half. Havel's in the shotgun, and the Bulldogs are going to take their final timeout after they see St. X line up. This is we'll keep it here. This is the time where Marks in the slot has been really good all season.
I was thinking that on the last play. There is some room. You want to run that quick slant. But right now you have to be careful because you cannot force a ball into the defense. But, John, I agree. We sat here and talked about the time, and I know you got 2 timeouts, but you got to leave yourself some leeway.
And I actually said what happens if there's a pass interference? You got to have time left on the clock to attack again.
Yeah, it's not like college or pro where you get the ball down there. You just get half the distance. So now those 2 timeouts, you don't need 2 timeouts now. You only need 1 if you can use that, hopefully, if you don't score.
So it is 3rd down and goal. Ball just inside the 5-yard line. The key number here is 6 seconds. That's how you have 5 seconds to make a play here.
There has to be a clock in Trevor Havel's head.
To the right go Marlon Harbin, the freshman. Zach Marks slotted that way. Boone to the left. And Richardson in the backfield on 3rd and goal. Quick throw to the left. It is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, St. X Tigers. Adam Boone was draped over and somehow came down with that football. And the Tigers are an extra point away from tying this thing with 2 seconds to go in the first half.
It almost looked like Havel was counting in his head. I'm watching it. Boone just goes out and fights with the corner. And then right at the goal line, Havel throws the ball, and Boone just fights the guy, the defensive back, and gets the touchdown. So now Logan Zoller will come on to try to tie it up for the Tigers here with 2 seconds left in the first half.
Boone and Havel connected in the first meeting between these two teams for a 5-yard touchdown pass, ironically. Zoller's extra point is good. We are tied at 7 with 2 seconds left in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. X High School Football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the brotherhood.
First kickoff of the night for Landon Akers, and I expect a little bit of a squib here, Tony, with 2 seconds. He does squib it, a little ground ball down the middle. However, coming up to get it is Max Gainey. He's at the 21, trying to get around the corner, and he won't. He's slammed to the ground at the 19, and that will bring the clock to triple zeros. Exciting first half of football, a fairly quick first half of football. And where are we, Tony? We're right where we started, 7-7 between St. X and Mayo.
Well, just a phenomenal job. Adam Boone led that team down the field. He ran the ball, he passed the ball,
and then he
caught the ball. And you can't ask more of a guy that's a guy that just works harder than anybody out there, and everybody plays hard all the time. But that was huge. That was huge
and
for
Tony,
the Tigers.
After Mayo scores there, Tigers go 80 yards. That is the M&M Cartage drive of the game so far to score with 2 seconds left on the clock. And I was right. The coaching staff did everything right. You want to score with no time left. Right?
Played that awesome.
Played it
they
perfectly.
Used their timeouts well, got it in the end zone. And all that matters right now is to win this football game. It does not matter how you win the football game.
Both teams are looking at it that way.
And we just got to find a way to win. And, you look at the numbers for the first half. Tigers run 29 plays for 133. Bulldogs run 17 plays for 76. So it's just –
it can't be more even.
It cannot be. And
we said the turnover battle would decide the game. No turnovers yet.
No. Boone's got 9 carries for 78 yards and 3 catches for 23 and a touchdown. It's a pretty good night so far for a half.
Pretty good night so far. All right, halftime show is coming up next. We'll take a 2-minute break. The senior spotlight after that 2-minute break featuring Trey Prather tonight. You're watching St. X football on the Tiger Sports Network on YouTube. You're listening to Tiger Football on Big X Sports Radio.
The first half has concluded, but before we get to the analysis, let's send you to a senior spotlight featuring Trey Prather.
What's up, Tigers? Back again. Senior spotlight this time with stud offensive tackle Trey Prather the third. Joseph
Wayne Prather
the third. Trey moved from Tolton K. Stone.
There we go.
Middle school or grade school, I guess. To St. X. Moved here junior year, if y'all didn't know that. But why did you choose St. X?
It's a great place, man. Like I really enjoy just being here, like meeting the people. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, when I first got here, it was like, oh no, I'm moving to a new place. But it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
And that's kind of like, so your experience has just been overall kind of great.
It's been awesome. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's great.
You got great guys like Teddy, you got Boone, you got Chad Lyons. I mean,
with a Y, though.
Teacher of the year, Chad Lyons with a Y.
Candidate Teacher of the Year. Shout out Coach Lyons.
Shout out Coach Lyons.
All right, Trey. Football, big commitment. I played sophomore year, and it was a ton on my plate. Obviously, yours a little better than me, varsity. Outside of football, what do you like most looking forward to this year?
Spanish Club.
Spanish Club.
I love it.
It's sweet.
It's so awesome.
With like
I've
El
never
Gato.
been, but I've heard about it. It's legendary.
It's an experience.
It's like I got to see it for myself.
Yeah. Postseason started last week. We kind of had a big win, but I mean that's not shocking. Say next. What are like our biggest takeaways from the regular season going into like the postseason? Like, what can we take from the regular season to help us out here?
We just can't beat ourselves. You know, we're getting a lot of people back injury wise, which is great. And the thing is, you know, we just got to like keep consistent. We can't get penalties. We can't beat we can't turn the ball over.
Yeah, just can't get too comfortable.
Because I feel like, you know, our defense is our defense. I would have to be here for 3 hours listening to every great guy in there.
Yeah.
And then our offense, we got so many weapons.
Yeah.
Like Havel, Boone. We got the Three Musketeers back at running backs. Yeah. Dontre, Mike Curry, Davis Yates. Triple head sword right there.
I mean, that's a dragon coming at you.
It's like Hydra. It's coming at you.
Yeah, Hydra, yeah.
It's coming at you hardcore.
Yeah. I mean, talking about a brick wall, right?
And that offensive line, I mean.
Yeah, it's huge.
They're all very good looking. And
all right. Earlier, you kind of said, like, injuries, we got to stay healthy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So injuries kind of affected the team. Like, I mean, just come to my head is, like, Teddy Myers always seems pretty hurt. But how big is it that our team is healthy, like at this time playing male now?
It's very big, and a lot of it is we're really just having leaders on the field. Like you mentioned, Teddy, who's been injured for a month of Sundays.
Yeah,
and he's great at just motivating people. He's a great guy. People he has your back, and that's big to have on the field.
That's huge. And he's a pretty good ball player.
He's okay. He's all right.
No, all right, hot seat questions. What's your kind of lock into a game? You got to lock. You're starting happy. You got to lock in, be ready to hit some big boys.
Yeah.
What's your go-to song before the games?
The Gummy Bear song.
Gummy Bear song?
I really like it.
Get you hyped?
It gets me so annoyed.
Yeah.
That I really want to kill somebody.
You just want to hit somebody. Yeah.
It just makes me hate people.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any superstitions?
I really don't. I like to say I do. I like to sit here and be like, I haven't changed socks in 4 weeks because
it's gnarly. Though.
Yeah, but it's my superstition.
Yeah.
It's all gnarly.
Yeah, I don't really have superstition. You just go out there.
Yeah, just go out there and hit people.
Yeah, I like it.
It's awesome.
For football, what do you think the best uniform combo is?
I like green jerseys and I like white pants. I think
we wore those.
We wore those against Southern.
Yeah,
we probably
cool.
I wish we would have wore them in a bigger game.
Oh, that was pretty
cool.
cool.
They're sweet.
They are sweet.
They're sweet uniforms.
Me and Trey have lunch together. Made some great memories. What is your go-to lunch order?
They recently started doing the spicy chicken sandwich.
It's pretty sweet.
And it's awesome.
Those are pretty awesome.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Can't stop thinking
It'll get you going.
I dream about it.
Right for football.
It's the only thing that makes me want to
Maybe that's the superstition.
That is the superstition.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
That might be it. Last kind of question here. Do you have just give me one word to describe St. X football? Just the whole program. Give me one word.
There's just so many great words.
You just got to pick one, though.
Just
that's the thing.
The dialect of English is it's awesome.
The dictionary's pretty big.
It's so big.
You got to figure out one word.
Just one word. Just pack it in an entire program.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Say dynasty.
Dynasty. That's a pretty good word. That's a good word. Great word. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the Tigers out there?
Tigers, it's going to be a big game.
Be there.
You got to be there.
Got to be there.
You got to be in the rage cage. Be as loud as possible. Be as obnoxious as possible.
I'll be there.
He'll be there. You'll get to see the Tommy Scanlon in action in his natural habitat, cheering on the St. X Tigers.
Yeah, that's it. That's a pretty good way to end it.
It is.
All right, Tigers. Me and Joseph signing out. Peace.
First off, thank you to all the veterans who have served in our military. We really appreciate your service. Well, both teams were off to the slow start in the second round of the 6A playoffs. In the first quarter, Tiger quarterback Adam Boone rushed for an explosive 40-yard gain, but the Tigers failed to score on the drive after not converting a 4th and 5. However, on the ensuing possession, the Bulldogs took the lead on a Daniel Swinney touchdown, taking a 7-0 lead. The next possession, the Tiger offense laid out a very balanced attack, which took up much of the rest of the clock, that ended with a last-second touchdown from Havel to Boone, ending the first half 7-7. While it's been low-scoring, the first half has been filled with excitement. In order to win this one, either the offense will need to have a spark or the defense must find a way to stop Male's rushing game. So far, Adam Boone has been St. X's entire offense, and Male has expected it. Daniel Swinney has carried the rock for the Bulldogs and has been the key to their success. While time is against them, the Tigers need to take it slow. Rushing will cause unnecessary mistakes. St. X has been in these types of situations this season and has rebounded in the second half. We've seen it against Manual. With that said, let's send you back to the booth for the second half.
What we want you to see today is how you were born for this opportunity. How St. X can do so many things for you.
Whatever hurts my brother, hurts me, and whatever helps my brother, helps me. So we challenge our young guys each day. We can't put it on a t-shirt, we can't put it on a wall, we've got to live that.
As a parent, I want to know that St. X is a school for all learners because that's who my 2 boys represent. Our goal as a school community is to get those students challenged, prepared for life, with an Azaverian charism in the background.
You guys will spend a lot of time here. I want you to feel like this is a place that you can call home.
And when your son walks across our stage in graduation in 4 years, we know he's ready for whatever the world has for him.
Where are you planning on going to high school? Experience St. X. St. X is more than a high school. It's so much more. It's a lifelong brotherhood. At St. X, you'll experience the #1 all-boys Catholic high school in Kentucky. Join us for open house on Sunday, November 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. to experience St. X for yourself. We're way more than a high school. We are St. X.
Todd was there. Burke, Todd Powers, Trevor Kelsey is back in the studio, threatening to not put us on the air. St. X and Male tied at 7. Tony Burke, you've got some other 6A scores.
I do, John. One that just came up on my phone here, Trinity fumbles, and Simon Kenton with the scoop and score. Pioneers lead 13-6 with 9:35 left in the first half.
And most of these games, in fact, all of these games started at least 30 minutes after our game.
Yeah, the one that I have from Mount Washington is Bullet East 7, Emmanuel Crimson 7. And wasn't there another one? Well, I had the Trinity
the
one.
Ryle game. Ryle
yes, Ryle, first quarter, Ryle. Raiders 7 out at Ballard. 7-6, Ryle leads early.
We saw that Ryle team, Tony, and they were not good, at least the night they came in here.
Didn't the quarterback get hurt?
St. X.
I mean, it wasn't going to make that big a difference, but you're talking playoff football. Anything happens, and
just like those games, it's 7-7 here. We got a 24-minute game now. It's a 48-minute game. It's now a 24-minute game. Welcome back into the Kroger broadcast booth. St. X Open House underway this Sunday, 12 to 4. 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade. Young men, talk your parents into getting out here sometime between noon and 4 on Sunday for St. X Open House. See what it's all about to be a St. X Tiger. And if the Tigers win tonight and play next week, don't forget to visit Linda Oliver And Janet Madras in the campus store before kickoff. The store's open every home game up until kickoff, which will be, we believe, at 7 o'clock next week. But that's only if the Tigers can pull out a victory here against Mayo. Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half. The Tigers have decided to take the wind here, Tony, in the third quarter. They will kick toward the baseball stadium to get things underway.
All even, John. 24 minutes left.
Landon Akers, baseball state champion, will kick it away. Harris and Gainey are at about the 10-yard line. And if you're Kevin Wallace, you want a touchback here. And you are going to get it as Akers puts it about 4 yards into the end zone. 1st and 10, Mayo at the 20-yard line.
Well, John, we saw what Mayo wanted to do in the first half. They started the game trying to get the ball out quickly to Gainey and to Harris, and then Daniel Swinney running the football. And Cobbler ran the ball some too. So
yeah, Cobbler was pretty good that half, I thought.
I thought much better than he was the first time when we were over on the old dirt campus.
He will send 2 receivers to the left. That's Gainey and Harris. 1 to the right. Swinney in the backfield on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff to Swinney. Running right. He's got a lot of room. Tripped up as he crosses the 30 and goes out of bounds. Forced out by Jack Fitzgerald, but not until he got 10 yards. I believe 10 yards and a first down to the 30-yard line.
Well, Micah Carter went inside, and they just blocked him down. So then Swinney bounced it to the outside. He's got to stay on the outside shoulder of the tight end, and that's where the Bulldogs go for the first down.
Two receivers come wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. 1 to the boundary side. Quick throw to the left. It is caught by Gainey. Gets a block from Harris. Now he's in trouble as he's tripped up at the 30-yard line. No gain on the play. Christian Coleman with a great one-on-one play to make the tackle. Actually a loss of a yard back to the 29. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, Gainey should have popped that to the outside right off. He decided to start to go in, and his blocker, Harris, was had a chance to block down the corner out here, and when Gainey cut back, there was nothing there. So he loses a yard. So he'll get 2nd and 11 from the 29-yard line.
Cobbler will send Harris to the right, Gainey to the left this time. 2 tight ends in, pistol formation, and Swinney behind the quarterback, Cobbler. Wants to throw deep, a little slant over the middle. Terrific catch by Harris. He had to go up the ladder to get it. He did. Christian Coleman may have saved a touchdown as he brought him down at the 46. It's a gain of 17 and a first down for Mayo.
Boy, I thought that pass was overthrown when he first threw it, but he did go up and get it, and just that quick slant over the middle. The linebackers step up a little. They go right over the back of him, and a really nice tackle by Christian Coleman.
Had that one been overthrown, it probably would have been the first turnover of the night. 2 to the right, 1 to the left on first down. Swinney to the right of Cobbler. He'll hand it to Swinney. Started left, cut back inside, hit and dropped by Panarillo. Jackson got to the ball quickly there. It's a gain of a yard for Swinney, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, nice job by Jackson Panarillo coming from the backside. And we talked about it earlier. Panarillo's been in more coverage in this game than normal. He's normally coming on just about everything from that outside linebacker spot. But with the Bulldogs, they keep you kind of off balance. And but a nice job of coming over and making that play.
You got guys who've been injured a lot of the year on that front 3, Nick Nall and Teddy Myers, along with Ashton Jones on the nose here. And then Carter and Panarillo on the outside, Erhan and Siebel on the inside. 2nd down and 9. Here's a handoff to Swinney. Flag, and boy, he was going to be dropped because Nick Nall was unblocked. But I think it's going to be a false start against the Bulldogs. It is. That'll move it back.
You know, you never say a false start's a bad play for the defense. But that was that time because he came clean, and there was nowhere Swinney was going to go on that one.
Move it back to the 42. It'll be 2nd and 14. 9:40 to go here in the third quarter. Tied at 7 if you're just joining us. Ball on the left hash. 1 receiver wide to the right. That is Harris. Gainey to the left. Straight drop. They look over the middle. Now down the right side. High and deep and incomplete. Looking for Harris. Again, Tony, underthrown into that wind. Coleman was there in the coverage. There was maybe a little contact, but I don't think you can ask for interference there because the ball was well underthrown.
Yeah, that's the only thing that scares you when the ball's underthrown, that the receiver comes back to the ball and you get tangled up. But luckily for the Tigers, no call. So the Bulldogs will look at 3rd and 14, 9:21 left here in the third, in a tie football game from their own 42-yard line. Big play for both teams here.
New receiver in there, Shemai Gates, wide to the right. He's one of 3 that way, 2 receivers to the left. Empty backfield. Tigers bring 4. Running up the middle is Cobbler. He's not going to win anywhere near the first down. He took off out of the pocket quickly that time. Micah Carter, Jackson Panarillo helped chase him down. He did get positive yardage back to the original line of scrimmage, the 46, but it's 4th and 10, and Gossett will come in to kick it away.
And it was a quarterback draw. I thought it might have been him bailing early, but he definitely –
I thought it was him bailing early.
It definitely was. I watched the replay there, and he just put his foot in the ground and took off.
Interesting call there. But against the wind here, and I think Chris Wolf has seen a couple of these passes just die in the wind. Mark stands back at his 14. Low snap. Gossett got it out of there. High and really short. In fact, it lands on the track well over the bench. Coming clean that time, I think.
Referee still walking, John.
It was Henry Murr who came clean and forced Gossett to shank it a little bit. It's going to be spotted at the 49-yard line, Tony, a 5-yard punt. Wow.
And it was almost blocked. It was a low snap, almost blocked. I thought at first maybe it was, but he kicked it so high that I think he just tried.
The wind's a factor too?
He just tried to get it out of there, and then the wind knocked it down, and the Tigers will get the ball at their own 49-yard line to start their first possession of the second half.
Best field position to start a drive for either team so far tonight. Havel's in the shotgun. Takes a snap, quick throw to the left. It's caught by Boone. He gets a block, gets off a tackler to the 50 into the 48. It's a minimal gain, 3 yards on the play. Dangerous pass there, but the good thing, you throw it behind the line of scrimmage so your blockers can block before the ball is even caught.
Yeah,
and that's what the Tigers are doing here.
That's Boone's 4th catch, and it was a forward pass. But the receivers have to do a good job of blocking, or that can become a play that can, I don't want to say what could happen.
2nd down and 7. Havel will stay in a quarterback. Dontre Richardson is behind him in the pistol. Wolford to the right. Of those two receivers to the right as well, Boone and Harbin. Quick throw to the right. It's caught by Boone at the 45. Fights out of one tackle, gets to the 44-yard line, but that'll be it. Another gain of 4, but that brings up a 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers.
Well, a nice throw, nice catch, but one thing we've heard a bunch of is the name Adam Boone, and that's his 5th catch because I know he had 3 at half.
Yeah, you can do them. You can add them one at a time.
I tell you,
do it.
My 8 years at St. X are still paying off.
3rd down and 3. Big play here, Tony. I would say bigger for the Male defense here.
Yeah, Male field position, the wind, all those good things. And I'd really like to, if the Tigers can get a first down, they've been showing Boone. Maybe they can get a first down, show Boone, and maybe hit somebody down the field.
The hand is up, Tony. They're going to have to burn a timeout here.
Well, they better just snap it quick.
They're going to have to. They do not. And Boone's got it up the middle. He's got the first down across the 40 and dropped there. And he's just putting his hand on the back. He's picking an offensive lineman, Tony, putting his hand on the back and saying, guide me through the hole here.
And give those guys credit up there. That was on the right side, and I believe that's Hayward and Davis on that side, and doing a good job of pushing the pile, getting the first down. And the Tigers mixing it up. Nice job at just those, as you would call them, not me, big uglies doing their job.
And I don't blame Chris Wolf, Tony. He's down there yelling at the back judge. How many seconds do they get after your hand goes up? 1st and 10 Tigers at the Male 39. Boone stays in at quarterback. He's got the sophomore Michael Curry behind him. Curry will get the call, runs left, hit at the line of scrimmage, tripped up for a gain of a yard to the 38. Good job by the Male defense that time. And Michael danced a little bit, and you can't do that, Tony. Just can't dance against this defense.
When do you take that shot, John? It's going to come.
Not now.
No, I don't. I agree with you.
Now, Havel's coming back in. I thought this was going to be a Boone keeper, but
no. I mean, if Havel's in the game,
yeah.
But sooner or later they're going to take a shot down the middle of the field because Mail's giving it to them. And I don't want them to do it, but there's going to come an opportunity when they're going to have to do it.
And I'd have to check on this, but I think every pass play has been to the sideline quick. Nothing deep. Empty backfield this time. Havel wants to throw it. Looking deep over the middle. It's not there. Now he'll bring it down, throws it away, out of bounds on the Mail sideline. Good decision. He had a receiver in the area, but it'll bring up 3rd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
He did have Boone down the middle late on the safety. There was a one-on-one down the field, but it was probably a good idea not to force the ball and just get the ball out to the side. They were trying to show, I think it was Richardson, the running back, off to the side that they were going to throw it out in the flat, and then they were looking down the field. Just what we talked about just a second ago. When do you take the shot? They were going to try to take the shot right there.
5:32 here, third quarter. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Camposano brings the play in. Boone will sit a play out here. Camposano goes wide to the left. Wolford and Harbin wide to the right. Marks is slotted to the left as well. So 4 receivers in the pattern on 3rd and 9. Mail shows blitz. They back out of it. Havel has time. Looking, still looking, rolling to the right, still looking, and throws it into the ground. And the punt team will come out. Tigers will play a little field position here with 5:25 to go in the third. Zach Marks will come in to kick it away on 4th and 9.
Wow, and you're a receiver. You got to get open on that play. He has all day. You got to find a way to come back and help your quarterback, and the Tigers are going to have to punt it away.
High snap. Marks brings it down, runs to the right. He'll boot it out of there on the rugby kick, trying for the coffin corner, and I think he may have gotten it. Boy, there's no way that's outside the 5. They'll spot it at the 7. Terrific kick from Zach Marks. That was close, in my opinion, to being a touchback.
Yeah,
a lot closer than the 7-yard line anyway.
I was thinking that too, John. But you know what? Tigers will take the 7-yard line. Field position's huge. Mail going with the win right now. So no, we got that backwards. That's right. Tigers took the win. So field position is huge. I mean, it's like I said, it's coach talk, but it really is.
And there's no better time for the first turnover of the night than right now.
Yeah, if you're a Tiger fan.
1st and 10 at the 7, 5:19 to go in the third quarter. Shotgun, pistol formation, Swinney in the back of it. Cobbler wants to throw. Now he pulls it down, runs left. He's got some room out across the 10. He'll step out at the 14-yard line, short of the first down marker. Lucas Cobbler, the senior, trying to lead his team to an upset win tonight. Well, spotted at the 15. It's a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. And again, they wanted a deep shot there, Tony. It wasn't there, and Cobbler can do some things with his legs.
Yeah, that's Cobbler's throwing the ball well, but his strength is his legs. And when the Tigers gave him that gap to run in, they just took off.
4-man front for the Tigers here as Carter joins the 3-down lineman on 2nd down. Here's Swinney running left. He's got some room across the 15, down the Tiger sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds as he crossed the 40. So quickly out of the shadow of their own end zone to the 41-yard line. Gain of 26 for Daniel Swinney. And once again, Tony, Carter went down inside, and Swinney bounced it outside and had a lot of room.
He stepped out back here at the 41, though. But Carter did. He did that, and all the tight end did was block him in, and Swinney goes.
Cobbler takes a snap, gives it to Swinney. Now he cuts it back up the middle. He's got a lot of room across midfield and hit and dropped by Tyler Boggs, but not until he gets into St. X territory to the 43-yard line. Make it the 44. It's a gain of 15, and the Bulldogs go quickly here. Up-tempo offense. Here's Swinney again running to the left. He's got some blocks and is out of bounds, knocked out of bounds as he crossed the 40. Positive yardage again.
Coach Wallace.
5, maybe 6, maybe 7 there to the 37.
Coach Wallace wanted to hold out here, and he was very upset on the outside here. That
2nd down and 3, and this time all running plays as against the wind, Chris Wolf's decided to lean on Daniel Swinney in that offensive line. 2nd down and 3. Cobbler gives it to Swinney. He's hit by Null, gets out of that one, and fights his way forward for maybe a yard to the 40 to the 36. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 37, no gain. It'll bring up the big 3rd and 3, and this time it's big for the Tiger defense.
Well, the one thing, John, that worried me, and I told you this early on, if Swinney gets going, they're a different football team. And right now, this drive, they're moving the football. And this is going to be, I think it's going to be 4-down territory. So we'll see what the Bulldogs do here. They're going to empty the backfield.
Cobbler alone in the backfield. Obviously, you got to watch out for the quarterback keeper here. 5 receivers in the pattern. He wants to throw it. Quick one over the middle to Harris. He eludes a tackler. He's got the first down. Hit at the 30 and push backwards there. Dives forward to maybe the 29-yard line. Gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. And that time I think the Tigers were looking for the quarterback draw, and Cobbler pulled it and hit his receiver over the middle.
Good call. They pull him back. They block inside. Somebody threw a great block for the Bulldogs on that inside pass, and the Bulldogs get the ball down to the 29-yard line of the Tigers. 3:15 left third quarter. We're all tied up here at St. X 7-all.
Harris and Gainey to the right on 1st and 10. I'd be shocked if we saw anything but Swinney here. It is Swinney running left. Gets the outside again. He's got a first down inside the 20. The Tigers having a lot of trouble on that outside zone play.
And, John, it's all been to the left side of the offensive line, to the right side of the Tiger defense. And they're running at Micah Carter.
Yeah, they are. 1st and 10, Mail at the 16-yard line. Another big pickup for Daniel Swinney. Cobbler to Swinney again. Runs left again. He's inside the 15. Coming up to make a hit on him was Jack Fitzgerald. Good luck as Jack stuck his nose in there. And Swinney is down here, Tony.
He does have that shoulder injury,
Over
which
on
would
the
worry
St.
you.
X sideline. I give Fitzgerald credit. Swinney is an absolute load, and Jack at 180 pounds took him on there. He is up and walking off under his own power with his helmet off. But it's another gain of 5 for Swinney. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
And Mel keeps going to the same play. I mean, when something works, you stick with it. I'm not going to use the John Candy reference, but when something works for me, you stay with it.
Medical staff for Mail helping Swinney to the sideline here. But I think he's okay. He goes directly over to the huddle to listen to the play call on the sideline before Coach Wolf sends his team out onto the field. So Swinney will have to sit this play out. But certainly look like he's going to get back in there, just getting ready to put his helmet on. 2nd down and 5. Brandon Richardson in at running back. He'll get the call running to the left, and he is dragged down from behind. Terrific pursuit that time. Teddy Myers chased Richardson down. No gain, ball at the 11, and here comes Swinney right back in. Third down and 5. And if you're the Tigers, you got to hope to hold them to a field goal attempt. 2 receivers, make that 1 receiver. That's Hines to the right. Very tight formation here. Nobody out wide on 3rd down and 5. Cobbler, fake to Gainey. He pitches it to Gainey, running right. Gainey's going to throw it back in the end zone, wide open for the touchdown. That is Verbanchik, the tight end, who came across uncovered. Terrific play call there, and Gainey, who everybody thought was going to run it, they came up. He hit the open man, Verbanchik, for the touchdown.
Well, Christian Coleman stayed with his receiver on the outside, but no safety to be found. They saw that, and they come up to make the play, and a great call by the Male Bulldogs. With 1:44 left in the third, they go up 13-7, the extra point coming.
And Gainey, a guy we thought would be a big factor in the pass game, but not throwing it, catching it. Gossett's extra point is up and good. 1:44 left. Third quarter here. 14-7 Mayo. We'll take a break. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Where are you planning on going to high school? Experience St. X. St. X is more than a high school. It's so much more. It's a lifelong brotherhood. At St. X, you'll experience the #1 all-boys Catholic high school in Kentucky. Join us for open house on Sunday, November 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. to experience St. X for yourself. We're way more than a high school. We are St. X.
Back at St. X, John, Tony, Todd, and Trevor. Kickoff bounced at the 5, misplayed by the Tigers into the wind there. Manny Gray came up late, couldn't get to it. It rolled into the end zone, so at least a touchback for the Tigers. They avert disaster there, and they'll start 1st and 10 at their own 20. Well, Tony, when Mayo scored in the first half, Tigers put together an 80-yard drive. Got to do it again here.
Got to do it. Plain and simple. Bulldogs have the momentum. No doubt about that. They lead by a touchdown. Tigers come on with
93-yard drive by Mayo there, mostly on the ground, and the touchdown pass from Gainey to Verbanchik. Boone in a quarterback. He keeps it up the middle. He's got 5. He's got 6 to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4. And again, Tigers only can take advantage of this wind for another minute and a half. They've tried to throw it deep here a couple of times, but haven't been able to get rid of the football. And Trevor Hamill has thrown one out of bounds and one into the ground, but they're not going to have the wind for much longer. 2nd down and 6, and this might be just an Adam Boone game the rest of the way here. He'll keep it, gets a block from Richardson, runs to the outside, cuts back in, dives forward, and has the 1st down at the 30-yard line. Well, Boone's going to give you everything he's got. We know that about him. And he's been really good here so far tonight.
Sure has. That time it was more of a little delay. They show that. Boone didn't look. They make it look like they're going right. They pull the guard, and he goes to the left side and fights for the 1st down.
Under 1 minute left here in the 3rd quarter.
But, John, the Bulldogs went into the win, went down the field running the ball and put points on the board. So that's what we're going to have to see the Tigers do in the 4th.
Harbin and Marks come wide to the right. One receiver to the left. That's Camposano. Richardson in the backfield. He'll get the call, running left, lowers his shoulder, fighting for extra yardage. He got 4 out to the 34. And that'll probably bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Rematch of the 6A state championship game that the Tigers won last year 31-21. Mayo trying to end St. X's season this year, and they've got 12 minutes left to do it. They lead it 14-7 as we head to the 4th quarter. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the brotherhood.
Well, we start the 2nd down and 6 for the St. X offense. Boone hands it to Richardson. Not much there, maybe a yard to the 35-yard line. Kevin Wilson, the first male Bulldog there, the junior linebacker. And a big 3rd down coming up here for the Tigers. Tony, the numbers on Daniel Swinney through 3 quarters are very impressive.
15 carries, 122 yards for one of the best running backs in the state. Adam Boone has carried the ball 12 times for 93 yards and caught 5 passes for 30. So he's got 123 himself on offense, but just multiple ways.
It feels like Swinney had about 80 of those yards on the last drive.
He had a bunch of them.
3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Trevor Havel back in at quarterback. Need to keep this drive going here early in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers to the right. Havel, play action, wants to throw, has time, wanted to throw deep. Now he pulls it down. He's at the 30. He's going to try to run it and is going to take a sack. You've got to throw the football there. Tigers will have to kick it away on 4th down with 11 minutes to go and the clock moving.
Well, once again, and I'm not picking on the receiving crew, but they got to work harder to get open. I'm walking down the field, and guys are just running along with their guys. You got to force yourself to get open and come back and help your quarterback. Now the Tigers are going to have to punt it away.
Zach Marks will kick into a stiff wind. The first time he's had to do that tonight. Harris and Gainey are, I think, way too deep here for the male Bulldog. As the flag is really pumping here. Low kick by Marks. Takes a Tiger roll, 2-hopper, picked up by Harris. He's hit, gets out of the first tackle, and then he's crushed from behind. So not much of a return for Antonio Harris. Cruz Metzmeyer is the guy that hammered him. But Male has the lead and the ball at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10, 10-18 to play.
Let me update you on a few scores in the 6A. Trinity leads at halftime at Simon Kenton, 20-13. Manual and Bullitt East, 2nd quarter. Bullitt East 21, Manual 14. Ballard and Ryle are still, Ryle leads 7-6 in the 2nd quarter out at Ballard.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Cobbler's got Swinney in the backfield with him. He gives it to him. He's hit immediately and dropped for a loss. Teddy Myers, first one there. Erhan and Panarillo combined to finish him off. It's going to be a loss of a yard on the play back to the 39. I said 35 earlier. They started this drive at the 40. It is 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Ball at the 39. Male at their own 39. Swinney stays in there. Gainey will come wide to the right. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right in a tight formation here. Cobbler takes a snap. Quick throw to the right. It is caught by Gainey. He's trapped, tries to make a move, and he's pushed out by Jack Fitzgerald. Got a couple of yards out across the 40 to the 41-yard line, but that'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Tigers need a stop.
9:29 left in this football game. The Bulldogs from Mel lead the Tigers from St. X 14-7. Imperative Tiger defense gets the ball back to their offense. As you hear the wind howl.
Cobbler sends 1 receiver each way. Play action. Wants to throw, looking deep. Now he'll pull it down. He's going to try to run for it. Man, he will come close, but short by a yard. We'll see if Chris Wolf wants to play riverboat gambler here. The ball's at the 48. It's 4th and 1.
Doesn't look like it, John. Looks like he's
sending the punt team in, but keep in mind, Cobbler, the quarterback, who just ran that one, is the up man. But if I'm the Tigers, I'm not putting anybody back here.
Well, I might put somebody back, but 10 guys are in the formation
and
to play
I'm not
defense.
rushing the punter here either. I'm watching Cobbler and Gossett, and that's it. They will kick it. Gossett boots it out of there. It is low. It is going to bounce, take a mail roll inside the 10. Marks did a great job of getting in the way of the cover men, and it rolled 1 yard into the end zone. Tigers will get it at the 20.
Well, he acted like he was going to pick it up, too. And I think the Bulldogs were waiting for him to pick it up. So
instead of downing it.
Yes. So a great play by the senior, Zach Marks, just to play the old fool you to get the ball out to the 20-yard line. So Tigers going to get it with 8:37, John. They trail by a touchdown here at St. X. So we'll see what the coaching staff calls up for the defending state champions.
That's a big 18 or 19 yards there to start this drive at the 20.
That's huge.
1st and 10. Trevor Havel will bring his team from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. Boone and Marks go wide to the right. Camposano and Harbin are wide to the left. Empty backfield. Wolford in the H-back spot. Here comes Richardson now, not Harbin, from the left to the right. That puts 3 receivers on the right and 1 on the left. Tigers need to hurry here. It's Havel. It's an inside pitch to Boone. They ran this earlier for some positive yardage. He's got positive yardage all the way out to the 30 and a first down.
Just a little misdirection where they move one way and they pitch it back to Boone coming.
And it's a play we haven't seen all year. We've seen it twice tonight, and it's worked both times.
Used to call it the old 40 scissors play. You pitch it to the guy coming through. That was a long time ago, though. But the clock runs. Tigers get the first down.
There's a much more cool name for it.
Yeah,
now.
they got all kinds of names, Sean.
1st and 10, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Wolford H-back that way. Richardson in the backfield with Havel. Trevor takes a snap. He'll give it to Dontre. Had a hole, but it closed quickly. It's going to be a gain of a couple for Dontre Richardson. Solomon Conley, the sophomore linebacker, able to knock him off his feet. It'll be 2nd and 8. Under 8 minutes to play now here in this ballgame.
Clock's rolling.
Clock is not your friend right now if you're the Tigers. Adam Boone will come in at quarterback. He's got Richardson in the backfield with him.
Run that little option play, but pitch it.
3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. So no tight end here. Is Adam going to throw it? He's going to keep it. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Make it to 36. Solid gain of 4 there to bring up 3rd and 4.
Well, John, it's getting time where you got to get that play in and go, because if you don't get a first down on one of these possessions,
this could be your last possession.
You got to worry. I mean, it's when your season's on the line, it's time to go.
And the Tigers are not in a hurry. Under 7 to play. Campusano, Harbin go wide to the right. Boone is still in at quarterback. Richardson to his right on 3rd and 4. He's got to get to the 40 for a first down. Boone will keep it. Runs behind Wolford, lowers his shoulder, dives forward. He's got the first down, not by a lot. He was hit at the 39 and just spun just enough to get the first down, cross to the 41, 1st and 10.
Well, Adam Boone's trying to will the Tigers in this football game as the Bulldogs lead 14-7. Havel will come back in at quarterback.
Boone may have taken a little bit of a shot that time. He'll come to the sideline. 2 to the left, 1 to the right on 1st and 10. Havel takes a snap, gives it to Richardson. It's an end around to Marks, who wants to throw it high and deep to Harbin, and he is interfered with, and there's the flag.
There's going to be a whole lot of flags come down.
Well, it's a good defensive play, because if Harbin catches it, he's at the 25-yard line at least there, Tony. Instead, it'll be a 15-yard penalty. Move it into Male territory to the 46-yard line, 44-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Tigers.
And that actually helps you sometimes. The play developed kind of slow. The corner has no idea where the ball is at. So he all of a sudden thinks, I gotta make sure he does not catch it. But the Tigers will get 15 yards, a big play for the Tigers to get that first down and get into Male territory.
Should be at the 44 of Male. It is 6:03 to play. 1st and 10, and Boone back in at quarterback. He's got Richardson with him. Adam will keep it. Runs to the right, cuts back inside. Not much there. A yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him the 42-yard line, I think. And that time, Adam Boone did what we tried to talk Dontre Richardson into doing early. Little flop. Tried to get the call, but no flop.
Well, it's Tigers are doing a great job running the ball with Boone, but Mel is stacking that box, and it's hard to block that many guys. So,
gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Tigers with a little more urgency here with 5.5 to play. Wolford in motion from left to right. There's the fake pitch. Boone keeps it, runs into the middle. He's out near a first down, but short of it. At the 35, it'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And a Bulldog on the ground, slow to get up. That is the cornerback, Deshaun Cooper, who is writhing in pain. And now he'll get up quickly, helped up by his teammate. He'll jog off.
Well, now the Tigers got to understand that that's not a timeout. So let's get out here and get going.
And they do. Clock starts back up. 5:07 to play. 3rd down and 1 at the Male 35. Boone is in at quarterback.
Who's going to carry this one, John?
I'm going to guess number 3. He does have Richardson to his right and Wolford in the slot to the right as well. Now Richardson moves to the left. Boone will keep it. Cuts inside. First down. Not much more. Dives to the 33. 4:40 to play. Clock stops to move the chains here. Tigers trail it 14-7. Second round of the 6A state tournament.
I was going to ask Todd how many carries he has now, but he's over here working. But it's Adam Boone right now. He's trying to carry the Tigers. They trail 14-7 with 4:20 left in this football game.
Richardson in the backfield. I expect Dontre this time, Tony. I don't get it. It's Boone. Starts left, cuts back inside. Hit at the 30, fights forward to about the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Second down and 6. Tigers going quickly now here with under 5 to play, nearing the 4-minute mark.
And I like seeing that.
They're not going quick enough.
They need
though.
some rhythm. I know. They got to get going, get the play called, and get up there and go.
3 receivers to the right. Is this where you throw it on second down and 6? Boone, quick throw to the right. It is caught by Harbin. He lowers his shoulder. They're going to say it was incomplete. It was a low throw, and I'm not sure he caught it. Tony, you're going to watch it on the screen here. I think it skipped into the hands of Harbin. I think that's the right call. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
It definitely, I think, hit the ground. It was hard to tell on that, but boy, it was set up. It was set up well too. If he can just get the ball,
had the first down.
Yeah.
3rd down and 6. Obviously 4-down territory here with 3:44 to play. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. Tigers looking to the sideline here. It is Boone and Richardson in the backfield. Wolford in motion from left to right. He'll be the lead blocker. Boone into the middle of the line. He's not going to get there. He gets to the 27-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 4. And slow to get up is Adam Boone, of all people. He will somehow get up on his own and come to the sideline. But he went back down to the turf. Tigers, I think, called timeout there, Tony. They did. We'll keep it right here with 3:32 to play.
Season's on the line right here with 3:32. It's 4th and 4 at the 27-yard line of the Bulldogs. If you don't get a first down right here, it's going to be tough to get the ball back and move the football. It's done mainly by rushing the ball, but Tigers are going to have to hit a play here, John, and then somebody's going to have to make that for the Tigers. And you don't want your defending state champions. You know, you got behind. You've only given up 14 points, but the Tigers have only been able to score 7 tonight.
We knew this was going to be a defensive game. There have been 0 turnovers other than turning it over on downs.
Well, this could be your season right here.
Havel back in at quarterback. 27-yard line. They got to get to the 23. There's a whistle and a timeout called by Chris Wolf and the Male Bulldogs. He saw the alignment. Tigers had Harbin in motion that time, and Wolf quickly called the timeout.
Yeah, probably saw something he didn't like real quick, and whatever they were set defensively was not what he wanted. So if they call the timeout, game of strategy here at the end of the game, but boy.
No, this is your ball game.
It is. I mean, there's really no way about this. You got to get a first down here. If the Bulldogs take over, you're going to have 2 timeouts left, and it's going to be hard to get the ball back with any decent field position to get any points if you can stop the Bulldogs.
Male's defense has been really, really, really good tonight, except for that one 80-yard touchdown drive by the Tigers. 4th down and 4 from the 27 of Male.
You know, this is the type of time that Marks is the guy they look for. You said it earlier.
Wolford, Marks, and Harbin to the right, Camposano to the left. And if you're Havel, you got to throw it, and it's knocked down. Tried the slant. Solomon Conley jumped up and knocked it down. Looked like he read it all the way, and Male will take over with 3:29 to play. Tigers have 2 timeouts left. So basically you cannot allow Male to get a first down here.
Well, it was the slant. That's what they were running. The linebacker read it, jumped the route, knocked the ball down, and now the Tiger defense has to get a 3-and-out to have an opportunity to stay in this football game. Now, if you're Mel, you don't want to celebrate too much. This game's not over yet.
Lucas Cobbler will bring his team from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. He's got Daniel Swinney in the backfield with him. Expect, Tony, I would expect to see Cobbler and Swinney carry the football here.
Yeah, I don't see anything
And if
else.
I'm Male, I think Swinney would be a terrific,
That's
decoy. Put it in his belly, and I think if Cobbler pulls it out, you're chasing Swinney right now.
Well, I think what the Bulldogs are going to do, what they did.
They use a timeout here, by the way.
They run left. They've run left all night long, and I wouldn't change anything right now. I'd hand it to Swinney and run to the left and see what the Tigers do. If they do a good job, then maybe mix it up on the second or third play. But I think you'll see Daniel Swinney running to the left side. And, John, it's just you talked about it. No turnovers in the game.
Nope.
Not many penalties either. It's just been a defensive struggle, and the Bulldogs have got the touchdown in the second half, and the Tigers have not been able to score in the second half.
And that's the synopsis of the game. That's pretty simple. Swinney to the left of Cobbler on first down. Swinney gets the call up the middle, strong running. Cannon Williams brings him down, but not till he gets to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up 2nd and 3. Tigers let the clock run here with 3:15.
They have 2 timeouts, so you would assume if they get a stop here, they will use one of them.
Swinney and Cobbler talking to the official there. I think Swinney not happy about the way maybe he was tackled there. Bulldogs will take the full shot clock here as we're under 3 minutes to play. Cobbler calls for the ball, gives it to Swinney, running into the middle of the line, and he is crushed. Holden Siebel came through, got help from Nick Nall. And there's a Bulldog offensive lineman slow to get up here. Tigers used their second timeout with 2:42 to play. It's going to be a loss on the play that time. And that time Holden Siebel just sold out and said, I'm going to go tackle number 7. I hope he's got the football, and he did.
Yeah, I think they're going to run your play the next play after watching that, how the Tigers went after Swinney. But a great job. It was a swarm, it looked like. Tigers it looked like a wave coming in there and taking him down, led by Siebel. So,
loss of a yard back to the 33-yard line. Each team now with 1 timeout left. 2:42 to play.
And you got to get a stop on this play, John.
3rd down and 4.
You have to. There's no other thing that can be done here if you want to win this football game. The game's going to be over if they get a first down. It won't officially be over.
Won't officially be over. You're right.
Your season's on the line. The defense has to come up big. They got the article written about them being so good. This is a good male team, and you know what?
This is a much better male team than it was on September 2nd.
Much better.
Hines wide to the right. 3 receivers, and I'm surprised by this, to the left.
Ain't going to run.
Empty backfield. Cobbler takes a snap, rolls left. Now he'll tuck it and run, and he's hammered at the 35, short of the first down. Holden Siebel again. Tigers take their final timeout, and they are going to get the ball back as the male punt team we assume will come on 4th and 2.
What a hit by Holden Siebel on that play. He cuts up, looks like he might get the first down, and Siebel just meets him head on. Looked like a 2 trains running into each other, and he went straight down. Cobble did. So now
Gossett will kick with the wind at his back.
What are the Tigers doing here?
No, they called timeout.
Okay.
I mean,
I just saw everybody running on the field, and I'm like, what's going on?
Male just decided to come out of the timeout a lot quicker, and they were ready to go. But the referee said, hang on. The other team called timeout.
Well, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen.
Yes, we have.
We were over at Manual High School a couple years ago, and things looked like they were done. They were not. So it's never over. You never celebrate early, and you never give up early. So crazier things have happened. So it's 4th and 2 from the 35-yard line. Male will be in punt formation, kicking with the wind.
Henry Murr almost blocked a punt earlier in the game in this half. Marks will go deep for the Tigers. They have 8 at the line of scrimmage, 2 guys in with the Gunners. And now the Gunners come into the line of scrimmage, so the Tigers have 10 at the line of scrimmage. Cobbler is the up back. We will remind you. Here's the snap. Gossett boots it out of there. It is returnable. Marks will take it at the 29. Gets past the first tackler, the second tackler. He's across the 40 and pushed out of bounds, tackled out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Tigers here with 2:25 to go, no timeouts, so it's hurry-up offense now from here on.
Everything you've worked on, you've got to use right now.
They got to go 56 yards in 2 minutes and 25 seconds, score, make the extra point, and try to get this one into extra sessions.
Why not?
I don't have anything to do tonight. I can stay for a while. Neither of these teams has played an overtime game all year. This is a perfect night to have one. Trevor Havel, the quarterback. Tiger's going to have to, make some completed passes here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Richardson in the backfield with Havel. 3-man front for Mail. They only bring 3. Quick throw to the left to Boone. He catches it at the 50, but he's hit and dropped immediately. Actually, fighting forward to the 47. Gain of 9,
Tigers
but short of the first down. The clock will continue to run.
It ended up being a 9-yard gain, but, boy, a play could cost you a lot of time.
2:05 to play. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Havel ready to go. Now he's rolling to the right, looking. He's got a man, caught and out of bounds inside the 40. Zach Marks made the catch. Coverage on the play from Miles Gentry. But Zach was open. Trevor hit him. Able to get out of bounds, stop the clock with 1:57 to play. First and 10 at the 38.
Perfect type of play. Now they got to dial up another one here. I'm going to agree with you, John. Throw it down the field here. Take
a shot. First and 10. 4 rushers here. Havel throws quickly. It's caught by Harbin. Hit and dropped at the 32, maybe the 33. It's a gain of, we'll call it 6. Clock will not stop. He didn't get out of bounds. Tigers quickly to the line of scrimmage. Quickly, Havel takes a snap, but there is a whistle, and the Tigers got going too early. Now get lined up because they're going to start that clock again. So the 6-yard gain becomes a 1-yard gain. It's second down and 9. The downs and distance don't matter as much as the clock now. 1:36 to go. 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Make it 3 to the left. Richardson in to help protect against the rush. Havel in the middle, in trouble. Now he rolls to the right. He's got to find a receiver. He'll run out of bounds, and he's hit maybe late there. No flag. Boy, he was that was a little bit late. But Havel got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. With 1:22, the clock stops.
Yeah, they had good pressure from the side. He had no receivers on that side of the field, and he just tripped. Nope. He just tripped as he was going out of bounds.
That's a good move then. Trip, maybe they get the flag. Fall down and yell like somebody hit you in the head. 2 downs to get 8 yards here. 3rd down at the 36. 3-man rush. Havel has time. Now he rolls to the right. He'll throw. It's caught by Harbin, who steps out of bounds a couple of yards short of the first down at the 30. So another 4th down conversion needed here for the Tigers. Clock stops with 1:16 to play. Boy, Marlon, I know you're taught to get out of bounds, but got to turn that one up, Tony. There was a defender right next to him, though. Slow to get up, one of the offensive linemen for the Tigers, and he is dinged up. As he tried to run off, he went back to the turf.
Well, I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to guess because I looked at all the offensive linemen.
I think the male staff did a great job, medical staff, come out there and talk to him, and he must have said, "I'm good," and they let him go, and he
took a couple steps
and did not have his balance. If you're an NFL fan, that's what we saw from Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins, earlier in the year.
Well, John, it's 4th and 2. You can run the ball here because the clock, when they move the chains.
4th and 2? You going to run it on 4th and 2 here, Tony?
No, but you can. I said you can.
Well, you better get 2 yards.
Well, if you don't get 2 yards, it's over if you're throwing the ball. So either
That's a good
way,
point. That's a good point.
that's why I'm saying you can run the ball on fourth down, because if you get the first down, they're going to move the chains and stop the clock. If you don't get it, game's over anyway.
My argument would be if you run the ball on 4th and 2 and get a yard, everybody's going to yell, why didn't you throw the ball?
Well, if you
And
throw
if you throw the ball
and don't get
down
it,
the field and it's incomplete, well, at least you threw the ball.
and then somebody will say, well, you could have ran the ball and got a first down. It's easy when you're not coaching.
Oh, I love being up here.
It's easy when
I
you're
do.
watching, and it's easy. It's not easy when you're down there and there's a minute
No, it's
16
not.
left in the ball game and it's 4th and 2.
But if you're the Tiger offensive staff here, you are drawing up the best play you got right now to get 2 yards.
And I think you'll, instead of throwing the slant to Marks, I think you'll roll it out and try to hit Marks on that one where he comes back to on a little rollout pass. They run guys down the field. But anything to get a first down does not matter. You have to have a first down.
Cameron Davis,
Yep.
Tony, the
Yep, that's
Tiger
who I
who
thought
is
it was.
up, he's walking under his own power across by the medical staff. He waves to the crowd and says, I'm okay. He'll be replaced by Tommy Rosenbarger, the junior, who'll come in now on 4th down and 2. And Adam Boone, Tony, is the quarterback.
I believe it's Rumrill who came in the ball game out on that side. But it doesn't matter who's in the game right now. They got to get a first down.
Got to block because Boone's in there, Tony. I certainly expect him to run the football. And Chris Wolf is going to use timeout here, as he saw Adam Boone as well. So no timeouts left for either team with 1:16 to play. Now, if you're the Tigers, you ship Havel out there and say, well, let's change it up a little bit.
Well, I really thought they would go with Boone right here because they have to get a first down. Whatever you feel like you can get 2 yards, doesn't matter if you throw it, doesn't matter if you run it, doesn't matter what you do. You got to get 2 yards or the game's over. So if you run it and you get the first down, you got to have another play called. Right now, if I'm the Tigers and I've decided that Adam Boone is going to run the football, I am calling another play. And as soon as they get up, when they move the chains, they got to line up. Now, the other option is, the Tigers tried on 4th down earlier to throw a slant.
Didn't
Try
work.
to get it out quick, did not work. So do you roll out? Do you hand off? But if Boone's in quarterback, I don't think you're going to see anything but a run. I don't think they're going to try to trick him with the pass.
Maybe give Adam Boone an option here. Roll out to the right, pass run option.
But the strength of the game for Adam Boone has been running the ball inside.
Between the tackles.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, here we go. 4th and 2 for the Tigers at the Male 30. If they get it, still alive. If they don't, the season is officially or in effect over. Harbin to the right. Camposano to the left. Boone takes a snap. Keeps it. Runs into the middle. First down and more. Across the 25. Again, that offensive line did a great job. Clock stops to move the chains with 1:09.
You got to be set up. You can't be looking. They should have had another play called.
That is a 5-yard gain. I think it's more than 5 for Adam Boone, but they spot it at the 24. 1st and 10. Havel back in at quarterback. Trevor takes a snap. Pressure comes. Wants to throw to the right corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. And
There's
a flag
a
comes down. Harbin was trying to get away from the defender, and he couldn't, and the flag comes down. Corey Mattingly, the cornerback, the senior, asked him, what did I do? But there was definitely contact. That'll move it to the 12-yard line, half the distance, and bring up a 1st and goal.
Well,
Or 1st and 10, excuse me.
Well, there was multiple flags thrown. The referee at the line of scrimmage threw it. It wasn't like one guy called it. So you throw at the guy's back. Marlon Harbin fighting for the ball, gets the flag. So now the Tigers will have the ball at the 12-yard line of the Male Bulldogs.
And you've got plenty of time here, 56 seconds to go. This is the same end they were at the end of the first half when they needed a touchdown and got it. Boone's in at quarterback. Wolford in motion from left to right. Adam keeps it right into the middle, jumps, gets out of a tackle. He's across the 10 to the 9, brought down,
hustle.
and you got to go quickly here. Here comes Havel back in, 45 seconds, clock moving. Tigers with wholesale substitutions here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Havel spikes it. I didn't think you could do that from the – well, I know you can't do it in the pros from the shotgun. I thought you had to be under center to spike it, but apparently that's okay in high school football. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 at the 9-yard line.
Well, why wouldn't you left Boone in the game and done that?
That's a really good question.
Because
or
then
why wouldn't you just run a play? I understand you want to have the right play here. You got 2 downs here. 3rd down at the 9-yard line. Marks comes in. Harbin comes out. You got Boone and Marks wide to the left. Rolling left is Havel. Going to have to throw it. He'll pull it down now and run out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Clock stops with 29 seconds to go.
That's where spiking the ball on 2nd down hurts you.
Yeah. It is 4th and 4 now. Tigers have to get to the 2 for a 1st down. 6 yards will give them a touchdown. And then we're going for 2. Boone coming back in. He and Marks. Marks will come out here. Harbin, the freshman, comes back in. You got no timeouts, and you got to get going here. Havel's got Richardson with him. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Trevor wants to throw the slant. It's not there. Tiger knocked off his feet. He'll run to the left toward the end zone. He dives in. Touchdown, St. Tigers. Trevor Havel from 6 yards out just lowered his shoulder and got to the end zone. And now you got to get off the field and not get a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. We are an extra point away from a tie here, Tony.
With 21 seconds left, Trevor Havel goes back, looks, rolls to his left, and decides to go for the pylon. Hits the pylon, diving, getting hit. Now Logan Zoller will come on to attempt to tie this football game.
That was lacrosse Trevor Havel there. He just lowered his shoulder and dove into the end zone. Cross with the snap. Camposano with the hold. Zoller's kick is true. It is 14-all with 21 seconds to go.
Well, we talked about it being over at Manual High School a few years ago, and wow,
the throw to Michael Duddy in the back of the end zone.
Duddy caught in the back of the end zone, and I would have never guessed that the Tigers, when they got stopped the possession before, the defense, the play.
Had to have a 3-and-out.
What's the biggest play of the game? Holden Siebel.
Holden Siebel with a hit on Cobbler.
To stop him from getting that first.
He was
going to get a first down, and Siebel went.
And then take a knee.
Yes, that would have done it. Now the Tigers have a second life that I would have never seen coming.
Hope Trevor's okay back in the studio. It is 14-all here with 21 seconds to go. Keep this in mind. Mail's got the wind here. They've got a great kicker in Lance Gossett. Tigers are probably going to put this one on the ground. With the wind the way it is, Akers is not going to be able to kick it to the end zone. You don't want Harris or Gainey to handle it, but you don't want Mail starting at their own 40-yard line either. He does kick it high and deep and through the end zone. Landon Akers with the biggest kickoff of the year there puts it a yard deep in the end zone, and Mail will start at their own 20 with 21 seconds to go. If you're the Bulldogs, I think if you get to the 35, 33, you're going to give Gossett a chance. But keep in mind, Tony, they've got no timeout.
They've got no timeouts. I watched Gossett out there at halftime from 45. He was getting it there easy from 45. So
yeah, I think if you get to the 35, you give him a shot from 52 yards.
And there's still been no turnovers in this game.
Incredible. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Cobbler here. Maybe a little trickeration.
Probably a quick short pass.
Tigers playing 2 deep here. Quick short pass to Harris. He is hit and dropped immediately at the 15, and that's probably going to do it. Sam Crum came up and made the hit. Extra defensive back in there. He's a linebacker, but he's basically playing an extra defensive back.
We're going to have OT, Johnny.
Mail is walking to the sideline. We are going to go to overtime. We'll take a break. Come back. 14-all. Overtime after the timeout. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Where are you planning on going to high school? Experience St. X. St. X is more than a high school. It's so much more. It's a lifelong brotherhood. At St. X, you'll experience the #1 all-boys Catholic high school in Kentucky. Join us for open house on Sunday, November 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. to experience St. X for yourself. We're way more than a high school. We are St. X.
This game ends than overtime because you had to score with 2 seconds to go in the first half to tie it. You had to score with 21 seconds to go in the game to tie it. And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of lost for words because you almost had to write the Tigers off with a couple minutes left in the game. And for whatever reason, they're resilient and they keep coming back. So now it comes down to overtime. And
the rules are different
yeah.
in high school. You'll start at the opponent's 10-yard line, first and goal. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just Trevor Havel, huge play.
What a play.
Because when he rolled it, he had time.
He knew he had to get to the 2-yard line.
To get a first down.
To get a first
had
down.
to get a first down.
And lowered his shoulder when he got to the 2 and just wasn't going to be denied the end zone. And dove into that front. That front corner of that left end zone's been really good to the Tigers tonight.
It sure has. And if you're the Bulldogs, you know, when you got that stop the time before, they celebrated. And I did make the comment.
But if you're male, you celebrate.
No, you do. But you still got to know, you know, the game's not over. And just the pass interference play, huge.
Big. Give Havel and Boone time because they ran a 2-minute drill there about as crisply as you could ask them to run it with no timeouts left.
And the great part about that score is, I mean, Mr. Obvious here that tied the game, but there wasn't enough time for the Bulldogs to get anything back. The clock had run down, and as much as we wanted them to speed up, it ended up working out perfect for the Tigers.
Just like the first half.
Yeah, sometimes it just works out for you, and we'll see what happens here in OT. It's either win the game in overtime for one of these two teams or go home. It's pretty simple.
And if you win the toss here, you go on defense, right? Because you've got to see what the other team does before you decide what you have to do. Tyler Boggs and Kevin Wallace, co-captain and head coach, head to midfield for the Tigers. Rommel Sheffield, Lucas Cobbler, the wide receiver Matthew Hines, and Antonio Taylor, offensive lineman, head to the field with Chris Wolf for the male Bulldogs for the coin toss. I will keep the binoculars on it as good as I can as I shiver here in this.
It has gotten a little cool out here.
Windy, chilly weather up here in the box tonight.
Yeah, I know. We've got to maybe put another jacket on. A lot of people got it.
A lot of people are smarter than us. That's for sure. Mayo won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred. Obviously, it's a little different here. If you win the toss, you choose, do we play defense or do we play offense? So Mayo will call it. Coin is in the
he
air.
threw that sucker.
He did it earlier that way, too. Mayo has won the toss. You certainly expect them to go on defense, and now Kevin Wallace will tell you which end of the field he wants to go to, and he will go down to the scoreboard into the field.
Yeah, with the wind at your back. I mean, not that really matters, but if you lose yardage and you have to kick a field goal, you want that wind.
So Mayo defers. They'll play defense. Tigers will have it first to our right as we watch it from the Kroger broadcast booth. First and goal at the 10-yard line. Do you like the high school overtime rules?
I think you could move it back a little.
I think college has it perfect. But it's a 25. Make it first and 10, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, I think even in high school to shorten it a little, you could go to 15 so you could get a first down. You know, I think give them an opportunity to not just have to get a touchdown on their first possession, but the students all heading to the other end of the field.
Do you expect Boone or Havel to start this drive at the 10-yard line?
You're going to see Boone. Boone might carry it 4 times. I mean, he's been that good tonight. He's got the yardage when he's needed it. So we'll see what happens here, John. It's just
in fact, both sets of students, Tony, were on the wrong end. They're heading down to the other end of the stadium.
And you got to remember, this was the state championship game last year,
Yeah.
and these two teams in the second round are going to overtime.
Adam Boone will come out at quarterback. He's got Dontre Richardson with him in the backfield. Nolan Wolford to the left. Harbin and Camposano are split wide to the right for the Tigers. Camposano in motion. They fake the pitch forward to him. Boone up the middle. Hit and dropped. Stopped it cold at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Bring up second down and goal.
Well, if they get 4 on every play, they get a touchdown. Right?
Don't ask me.
No, John. You know what? 4 yards on first down, there's nothing wrong with that. So you got 2nd and 6. You got the first possession. And I don't think I like putting the guy in motion, but I think I might put more receivers out there just to get players out of the box.
Kyle Krupp replaces Harbin and goes wide to the right. Camposano goes to the left.
And the Tigers have gone, split some guys out.
Richardson out of the backfield now is over to the right. He comes in motion. They fake it to him. Boone up the middle. He's to the 3. He's to the 2. He dives short of the goal line.
Ooh.
Inside the 1-yard line. They'll spot it at the 1 because that's what high school officials do. They never spot it in between yard lines.
Well,
But it'll be 3rd and goal at the 1.
The offensive line got behind him and gave him a shove, and, boy, close to getting in. So you're looking at 3rd and 1. I watched the replay here. The offensive line wrote, gosh, that was close, John. He went down, but the ball was forward. So
Grant Whitmire will come in to bring an extra offensive lineman in. Tigers will use a timeout here. You get 1 timeout, I think, in overtime.
was that to give I was trying to find Adam Boone.
He was okay.
Okay.
He was looking for the play, and I think Kevin Wallace, they sent an extra offensive lineman in. The sophomore Whitmire looked a little confused, and I think you just want to – everybody, let's get on the same page because we're going to put a fullback in there, go under center, and that whoever that offensive lineman / fullback is, you're just going to push Adam Boone into the end zone.
And I'd go straight back to what I did and put Richardson or somebody in motion just for that maybe split second that gives Adam Boone that one extra push to get in the end zone.
You're just joining us. Where have you been? It's 14-all. We're in the first overtime between St. X and Male. Rematch of the 6A state championship last year. The Tigers have a 3rd and goal in their possession of overtime at the 1-yard line. If they can score, or even if they don't score, Male will have a possession at the 10-yard line as well. Tigers put 2 receivers, 3 receivers in the game.
I like
4
it.
receivers in the game. Boone is in the shotgun. I expect him to run up under center. He does run up under center. He takes the snap. He stopped originally, and then he dives in. Touchdown, St. X Tigers. Boy, he ran into that offensive line and wasn't going anywhere, bounced it out about 3 or 4 feet and dove into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Adam Boone, his 2nd of the night.
Logan Zoller will come in to hopefully put the Tigers up 7, and then the pressure will change to the Male Bulldogs.
First lead of the night for St. X. Andrew Cross will snap it. Jackson Camposano will hold it. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It is 21-14 Tigers. Male will have the ball at the 10 when we come back. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Where are you planning on going to high school? Experience St. X. St. X is more than a high school. It's so much more. It's a lifelong brotherhood. At St. X, you'll experience the #1 all-boys Catholic high school in Kentucky. Join us for open house on Sunday, November 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. to experience St. X for yourself. We're way more than a high school. We are St. X.
And he's going to run it in on the first play. Touchdown, Male Bulldogs. Lucas Cobbler went back to pass. It wasn't there. He found an opening around the left side, and Mayo quickly is within a point of tying this game on a 10-yard run from Lucas Cobbler.
Yeah, Cobbler went back, looked, and then he stepped to his left, saw that there was nobody, no receivers, nobody on the left side, and he just tucked it, and I believe it, I think it was Micah Carter was chasing him. And
Mayo calls timeout, Tony. Do they even consider going for two here? They got one of the best kickers in the state.
I'm looking to see if the kicker's out there. I have not seen a –
Swinney's coming walking in.
They're going for it, John. There is no kicker
the
with a
offense
T.
is going to stay on the field, it looks like.
They're going to play this to win.
I give them credit, win or lose here. Tigers
Wow,
will
here we
send
go.
their defense. Mayo will have one play from the 3-yard line to dethrone the defending champions. 21-20, Tigers lead it.
I don't know.
Swinney is in the backfield.
Good call. What?
Cobbler is going wide to the right. It's a wildcat formation for Swinney.
We have not seen this all night.
Man in motion is Harris. He gives it to Harris. Running to the right, he throws late, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion. I don't know who caught it, but Mayo will advance. It was a wobbly pass from the left-handed Harris. What an unbelievable call that almost went south for the Bulldogs, but they will advance to the 6A quarterfinals.
What a football game, and what a play. Tigers had it defended. I watched the replay here. It just floated into his arms, and the Bulldogs will get out of here, and Coach Wolf lays it all on the line, runs a trick play, and I don't know how it ended up being completed, but it was, and the Bulldogs will move on to the third round of the playoffs.
Well, the trick play to score their second touchdown, Gainey threw the pass into the end zone to a wide-open Verbanchik. That time, it was Swinney in the backfield. When he handed it to Harris, I thought, great, the Tigers had it covered. He was not going to be able to run into the end zone. And then a wobbly pass in the front corner of the end zone, and I don't know who it was, diving catch to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard way for the Tigers to lose after you fight back that hard, but give the Bulldogs credit.
Yep.
They decided this game was going to be over one way or the other from the 3-yard line, and the ball falls right in perfectly for the Bulldogs, and unfortunately the defending state champions will end their season with their first loss to a Kentucky team.
Yeah, and that's Mayo had their first loss last year in the state championship game of the season, so they get a little measure of revenge here tonight. Just shocked that they would go for two there with one of the best kickers in the state, but they do, and it pays off, and you don't go to a second overtime. And Tigers will leave tonight very disappointed after a great year. It's going to be a disappointing ending.
Yeah, you're looking to try to rebound and get you the second state champion. Your back-to-back state champions, and it's just crazy way to end it. You fight back, you score with seconds left on the clock to tie the game. You go score first, get the extra point, Bulldogs score, and then they decide, like we said, to try to go for two, and the Mayo Bulldogs will move on. And unfortunately, the home team, the Tigers, will end their season at 11-2.
And Max Gainey was the player who caught the 2-point conversion, and it was a heck of a catch because it was not a good throw, and he was diving for it. So terrific job by Mayo tonight. Terrific job by both teams. Somebody had to lose. That's unfortunate, but that's the nature of the beast. We'll take a break, come back and wrap things up. You're listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio.
Where are you planning on going to high school? Experience St. X. St. X is more than a high school. It's so much more. It's a lifelong brotherhood. At St. X, you'll experience the #1 all-boys Catholic high school in Kentucky. Join us for open house on Sunday, November 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. to experience St. X for yourself. We're way more than a high school. We are St. X.
The St. X Tiger football team, disappointing loss here in round 2. Couldn't ask for a better game, though, Tony. The defenses both played well. Both teams had long drives that they converted on, and Male just comes up with a 2-point conversion at the end of overtime to win it 22-21.
And give Coach Wolf credit from the Male Bulldogs to try a trick play in that because, man, if that doesn't, it's the old famous line, if it doesn't work, everybody's going to complain. It worked. So, and we're St. X Tigers, a lot of seniors who have played great this year, have been leaders. It's hard. I mean, it's going to be a tough locker room, and but somebody has to win, somebody has to lose.
Yeah, it's tough every year when you lose, but this team's going to be remembered as a great defense, and defense carried the load here again tonight. But give Male credit, Tony. It's a team that had 4 losses during the regular season. They were beat up a lot during the regular season, fully healthy finally, and they proved tonight they're one of the best teams. And I would put them right there as one of the favorites to win it all now.
Yeah, and these two teams to me and Manual, who is struggling tonight, saw, I thought by far were the best teams. And unfortunately for the Tigers, the Bulldogs lost out at Bullitt East.
Yeah.
Not saying Bullitt East wouldn't have came over here and won, but you end up with not your arch rival, but one of your big rivals and a team you played last year that you knocked out of a state championship, an undefeated team. So Male does get their revenge tonight, unfortunately. But what a great year for the Tigers, and that doesn't give them anything right now.
We will be back for basketball now. Tiger season starts against Central down at the Hive. We'll have 8 or 9 games of St. X Tiger basketball. Check your local listings. Check your Tony Burke Facebook and Twitter accounts because he'll send all that out for you. And Tiger basketball will be next right here on Big X. But for now, Tiger football season is over, and it's a young team, Tony. They got a lot of really good veterans like Adam Boone, Jackson Panerillo, Micah Carter, guys like that. But a lot of young talent on this team, too.
Yeah, we'd be remiss to not talk about Adam Boone, how Adam Boone carried this team tonight. A lot of the other players, they did things, but Adam Boone decided that he was going to try to win this football game tonight for the Tigers.
And he
almost did it. But unfortunately, like we said, it's the Male Bulldogs moving on.
Thanks to, I want to thank Brian Mitchell, Efren Carino, and all the St. X media people for keeping us going on YouTube this year. Thanks to Trevor Kelsey back at the studio for keeping us on air tonight. For Todd Powers on stats, John Spears, Tony Burke, so long. Final score here once again tonight, Male 22, St. X 21 in overtime. You've been watching the Tiger Sports Network on YouTube and listening to St. X High School football on Big X Sports Radio. Good night, everybody.